serious.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there, I'm like, dude, it's taking me like 10 minutes to watch this one little thing. Like this little like brick with a walkway. I'm like, I stopped after that. I was like, I don't know if I'm up for this yet, or at least not right now, because I was like, I got other stuff I can sink my time into. I mean, I know there's tons of people out there that love like them simulation games. It's just the shit ain't really for me. I think the one I did was, I think is what it was called, Gas Station Simulator. I don't know if you remember that. There was one of those. Train Station Simulator. That's what it was. I played Train Station Simulator. That was kind of fun. You had to like get rid of renovate. It might have been train station I don't know, renovation. You had to renovate train stations essentially.
Yeah, like the I think
I get their appeal, dude. There's like people that like fucking sing time. They love those games.
Yeah, I can't do all the others. This is the first one where I don't know how I got 20 plus hours into this game fairly like out of nowhere. I don't play the sim. Like I tried to do the lawnmower one. I was like, all right, this is boring. I tried to play a couple of them, but this one is just interesting because I actually enjoy watching things get like cleaned.
I like clean. Yeah.
So it's just like
it definitely has that.
So I was like, oh man, this is actually kind of like
I saw a tweet that somebody put out that they like, I don't know what they're. I think they were cleaning like a train station or something like that, or a subway or whatever.
Yeah.
And they literally had like the halfway point, like they cleaned one side and then the other side was like still dirty. I was like, damn. I was like, obviously you can see the difference, right? You can tell that, but it's like it has so much time, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to like, because I have so much on my plate, right? Maybe if I didn't have so much in my backlog and just all the amount of games that are going to be coming, like maybe I would sink a little bit more into that,
but see, that's the thing, right? But the thing is, I even said it like at the start of the year, at the end of in the podcast where we counted all our games, it was like chances are I'm literally probably going to be like, and I think I even tweeted, I'm probably going to be like less than half the games that I beat this year. Not because it's just that I don't intend on going hard, because I feel like, all right, for me to like, I don't have the time to really do all that. Like I went to focus on a little bit more personal life. I was working towards like this promotion and stuff like that. And then it was a down year overall. Like a lot of games there's not a lot of games that came out that I was
that like interest you.
And then the rest of the year I'm still not impressed with
you know, really not like what's coming out like for the rest of you.
Yeah, for the rest of the year, I'm not really
October, November. You ain't like pumped for anything there.
I'm not. There's games I'm interested in that I'm likely going to buy, but nothing. There's not a game coming out this year where I'm like, I can't wait till this game come out.
Like I know this is playing at Xbox, right? But not even God of War.
Yeah, not even God of War.
What?
No, because what people don't understand when I played God of War 2018, right? And I rated it last when it came out. I think it was number 3 in my top 10 games list of 2018. It wasn't that I didn't like it. I just didn't think it was a good game, a good story.
If it's your, or what you're saying, top 10 or top 3 of that
means
year?
that I found 2 games dramatically better, and that was Spider-Man and Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
You really thought Spider-Man was better than God?
I enjoyed Spider-Man much more than I enjoyed God of War.
What?
So Ragnarok. So the thing is, it's like, yeah, Ragnarok has a better chance to wow me more because I'm not actually looking forward to it like that. It's like I'm going to play it. It's like a default game. All right, it's the hottest. It's pretty much the biggest game of the year since Elden Ring, right?
Since Elden Ring. I'd agree with that. Yeah. I mean, then obviously you have your regular tropes of like Call of Duty is going to be hello, who's here? Chris?
Yo, Smooth.
Chris, I thought you were gonna make it here. You were in that space having a civil war over there with your pony brethren and stuff, and I was like, God damn it!
I don't have pony brothers no more, man.
You don't have you don't got them anymore. No. You're renouncing your pony brother, dude. I was like, you know what, Chris? I agree. Like I'm 100%, bro. I'm 100% on your side right there. People need to stop talking about shit that they ain't playing or that they're even interested in. I 1000% agree with you there because that shit is wild. I was like, Chris out here looking for blood.
Yeah. I exposed the pony big time today.
Well, I mean, it's not hard to do though, especially when you're talking about certain characters over there. Right? It's just not.
No, you're right, man. Yeah, the ponies are no different from the bots. Both sides are equally just as stupid. Honestly, bro. At one time I used to think that the ponies was better than the bots, right? But no fucking way. No.
Man.
The moment you criticize PlayStation, and y'all know I've criticized fucking PlayStation, all the guys. I criticize PlayStation more than anything else. And why? Because
you're actually a fan of the product. You ain't a fanboy.
I've spent the most amount of money on PlayStation throughout my since the PS1 to now. I've spent thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon $1,000 on fucking PlayStation. So if I have a fucking criticism, right, it's coming from a legit fan who loves the platform, who sees a weakness, a chink in their armor, right? And I just want them to fill that void, do better and shit like that. You know what I mean? And then people don't like that, right? People don't like you saying me saying shit like that, whatever. They come out with damage control and defense and stuff like that. Then when I come out and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 got higher, has an 89 on Metacritic, fucking amazing, right? I'm super excited about the game, right?
Yeah,
Switch game. When I look at that, when I look at the output Nintendo has been putting out this year, and then the rest of the output that they have lined up for the rest of the year, in my opinion, right? Or like I said, I prefer PlayStation is my primary platform, but in my opinion, the Switch is having a better year out of the three. Personally, I feel like the Switch is having a better year.
I think they're having a better year this year than I think last year. Like they do have some.
Oh yeah, way better than last year.
For me, I literally bought a Switch. I ain't gonna lie, for Bayonetta 3, and that's what I'm getting this year. So I'm content with that platform. I love it.
Yeah, I've been playing numerous games like that's coming out and shit like that. They motherfuckers, the Switch is number 2. They're not doing as well, and blah blah blah, and their games don't have story.
I mean, you can say whatever the hell you want about the Switch, but it is still the best-selling console.
No.
I'm just saying in general, like it
doesn't have games that tell stories.
What? It don't have games.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
It's a story game. I played the. I never beat it, and I kind of want to probably dig back into it, maybe try to pick it back up. But I'm like 20 hours into, I think, Xenoblade Chronicles, the definitive edition. I think the way it came out. Years ago, I want to say. And then, so I might try to revisit that and then see if that piques my interest to go back to the third one.
Yeah,
or go to the third one.
Yeah, so when I'm saying these things, the motherfuckers like, first of all, they try to use Persona 5 Royal, right, and say that currently the highest rated JRPG can only be played on PlayStation, right?
But then they put in the asterisk of a mature JRPG. I thought that's what I heard. Thought that's what I saw on the tweet.
Then he said that the Switch doesn't have any AAA mature games. Right?
Well, what the fuck was Shema? Was it?
Hold on. I'm gonna get to that, right?
Okay. I was like, wait a minute, that's a lie right there.
So I was like, okay, so you're gonna use Persona 5, which I love. Persona 5 Royal, 10 out of 10, amazing, platinum, 150 hours. Nobody can tell me shit about that game. Fucking amazing, and I hope you bots play that shit when it comes to Game Pass, right? But so I went to go look up his PSN. The motherfucker never played Persona ever. Persona 5. Never played Persona 5. So why the fuck are you using Persona 5 Metacritic score to go at the Switch, and then to come to find out you don't own the Switch and you're not even playing these fucking games that you're criticizing the Switch for? So like that to me is like, this is the same person that if this was the opposite, if this was an Xbox guy doing literally the exact same thing, and then we find out that they ain't playing the fucking games,
they be getting fucking
exposed and retweets and screenshots and quote tweets and these bots don't play the games. They don't play JRPGs. Look at them frauding and shit like that. And then you look at his PSN, this motherfucker barely plays Japanese role-playing games outside of Final Fantasy VII Remake. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like, yo, don't be a hypocrite. I see you go all the time at other people, right, for the same thing, but you're literally doing the exact same things and shit like that. And you're talking to people who actually play these games. You're talking to somebody like me who plays Persona and who plays on the Switch and shit like that. Then he try to say Switch don't got no mature game or whatever. What the fuck is Bayonetta? What the fuck was Shin Megami Tensei 5? Both of those games are M-rated game. What was No More Heroes 3? Right? It's coming. It's coming
out this year, but it
was a Switch exclusive and it was a mature game. You know, so I don't know.
Yeah, Guap.
I know I call ponies out all the time. I go more after the ponies than the actual Xbox fans.
Well, you just call it how you see it. That's all it is.
Guap is a clown, man. I don't have energy to talk about in that spaces. I didn't have energy to talk about Thrash. I'm not feeling well, but Thrash is also on that same type of time. He also does the same shit. Well, at least for platforms. I won't say for games. They both will talk about platforms they don't own, and they think they know all about it, and they don't know a single fucking thing. But you know,
what's
the
wrong?
motherfucker tried to throw a subliminal shot at me, right? And because I've hold numerous space about Sony's lack of Japanese studios and JRPG and first party JRPGs and whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to send a subliminal shot at me when the PSVR 2 news came out and say, "Hey, all you who complaining about PlayStation not having lack of first party games, y'all not keeping the same energy with Nintendo lacking high end VR." What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck is?
Those two have nothing to do with each other. What
is that? Like, are you serious?
That's a fucking reach.
And they have VR. They got the Labo.
Clown world.
They do got that cardboard.
Absolute clown world.
They got that. I think Smooth bought a Labo before. Didn't you, Smooth?
No, who bought that?
Absolutely not. I never bought.
Hey, well, it was like $80 for fucking a piece of cardboard. Wasn't it?
It was $60 standard price, and it was like an $80 combo to get the robot game. I think it was like the robot game or the special. There was a special edition where it's more money for the Labo. Imagine paying $60 for cardboard.
Well, that's what I said. Anybody that got fucking okay, so Nintendo's smart. They're like, hey, we're gonna package cardboard and sell it for $80, and people are gonna buy it. And people,
the fact that Nintendo did that and it sold 1 million, I have no faith in. This is why I don't.
No, it sold a million. Wait. What version sold a million? The VR or
the Labo? All I know is Labo in general sold at least 1 million, and this is why I can never respect Nintendo or its fans. You guys are the worst fucking fan base.
Well, okay, so that's I never
bought a Labo ever.
I didn't buy no Labo thing either. But I just can't. I just can't. $1 million out of how many Switches have been sold?
About 110 million right now.
I mean, that's like what? That's like what? 1%?
Less than 1%.
Less than 1%.
Yeah, I
don't know why I would throw everybody. That's an actual.
I don't care. They don't have any dignity. I don't give a fuck.
It's not like the Connect, right? Like the Connect sold like 20 million.
Yeah. I mean, I'm messed with the Connect.
The Connect is an actual product.
No,
I had a
the
Connect.
Labo was fucking cardboard.
I enjoyed a decent amount of stuff.
It's a product that took engineering and R&D. Labo is fucking cardboard.
They had to cut the cardboard. They had to shape it.
I'll get out of here. No. Chris, you are not trying to do
Chris,
that.
you're gonna make me have.
That shit was ass, bro.
You're gonna make me have an aneurysm live on the podcast.
They had to measure the cardboard and cut it.
Hey, I think one thing that VR Labo that was definitely higher end than the 3070.
No, Chris, you straight.
Okay, all right. Aneurysm.
No. You know what? Right?
Chris, why are you talking about the Labo? You never had a Labo.
Bless Red and Dopest Day is right. The 3070 they do consider it a upper mid range, right? I think what mainly I was trying to say is I was still trying to say it's still like a premium price product. You know what I mean? Because it's still like 500 plus up. You know what I mean? And that's still a premium price for a lot of people.
I have no idea.
Like if you look at 5 years ago, mid range was like in like the $300 range. So yeah, it's definitely gone up in terms of pricing, and like high end has gone up as well. Yeah, they're kind of like, that price creep is just gonna get worse and worse, especially after what's happened in the last 2 years and like bad availability and prices going crazy. They can see that, we can sell like a $200,000 3080 only at 3080 and it'll still sell. People still buy that shit. So that's the prices are never going to go back down, unfortunately. Mid-range is never going to go back to $300 unless Intel does some crazy shit. That's never going to happen.
I know what you can call this episode, Smooth.
What's up?
KOTOR Karma.
Yo, that KOTOR, man.
Don't call it that. Don't call it that.
No. I mean, since you just mentioned that, I mean, not that they change it.
No,
did anybody really have any faith in that?
We'll talk about it in the podcast. We'll talk about it in the podcast because I got a lot to say.
We're actually live, buddy.
I mean, we are live.
Okay.
We've been live.
Yeah,
what do you mean, Chris? That's what I'm saying. Like, we can talk about it right now because I need to know who thought that studio was capable of doing a full remake of that game.
That's what the fuck I'm saying, yo. When I first heard, I mean, obviously I was very optimistic, and even when they announced the studios, I was like, well, let me look at their history. And when I looked at their history,
all they done is ports.
Hold on. They mainly do ports and remasters, and I was like, well, I hope that they're capable. I mean, if PlayStation and LucasArts, if they chose this team, then they have faith in them or whatever. But I was like more of like cautiously optimistic, but I was just super hyped that the game was being remade. You know what I mean? So my hype was through the roof and shit like that. But clearly they took the wrong gamble, and clearly that team is not fucking capable for a project like that, because you're talking about a reimagining of a classic, a reimagining of what I think is the best Western RPG of all time. And it's personally my favorite Western RPG of all time. It's my favorite Star Wars stories of all time, right? Out of all the movies and stuff like that. So you're talking about a reimagining of a very hardcore RPG that you have dialogue choices, you have a karma system, right? Depending on your choices, you go Jedi or you go Sith, right? Then you have party members that, you know what I mean? And then to them make it more like an action RPG like Final Fantasy VII Remake, but keep the RPG elements still very customizable, and shit like that. Like, and on top of that, expanding the story even more, right? And the AAA quality, you don't get no little B team port studios to do that shit, which is why I was fucking confused. Like, well, yeah, this is the shit happened, and apparently the build that they showed them was so bad that they ended up firing the art director and the design director a few weeks later.
They fucking said, "Yeah, you're done. You're done. You're done." I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna finish it, and I'm gonna shut up. Right? To me, right? Like because y'all remember, right? I was like, "Yo, if Xbox get KOTOR Remake as exclusive, I'll buy an Xbox." Right? Then PlayStation ended up announcing that. So to me, I'm like, "Yo, I've been waiting for this remake and shit like that." Right? They said they wanted it to come out this year. I do not believe that at all. They wanted it to end of 2020.
No way that shit was gonna come out.
But then they said they're like, we plan really realistically it'd be 2025, and Sony's like, nah, you're done.
So today I'm very bummed out. I'm very disappointed, but at the same time, I'm glad somebody went in there and saw it and was like, yeah, no way in hell we're putting this out. Because to me, it would have been worse to put out a fucking shit product of one of the greatest Western RPGs ever fucking made, one of the greatest Star Wars stories ever made. I would rather the game not come out at all than to come out with a fucking shit product. So hopefully, they say that they have the project on hold until they look for other contractors. So these motherfuckers are going out the fucking window. There are rumors that Saber Interactive, which is a support studio for that project, they might take it over, but I don't even have confidence and them of what their pedigree is, right? So this reminds me of Square Enix with Final Fantasy VII Remake. They gave it to CyberConnect 2, which makes AA JRPG anime games. They built it for 2 years. They went in there, they saw it, they said, nah, this shit ain't it. And Square Enix took it in-house. Then they built up Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1 in about 2.5 years. Capcom, a lot of people don't know this, right? But Capcom did the same, is doing the same thing with Resident Evil 4 Remake. They actually contracted somebody else to do Resident Evil 4 Remake. They went to go check up on the game. The game looked like ass. So Capcom said, no. We're going to take it in the house and we're going to, it is going to be the same team that did Resident Evil 2 Remake. And then now we're going to get Resident Evil 4 Remake. So I don't understand these companies trying to cheap and out on these remakes and get these low budget, studios that aren't as talented as these other high profile studios. With a game like this, you need a high profile studios to take on that task. I don't know who they're going to get. Some people threw out BioWare. I highly doubt it because BioWare is busy making Dragon Age 4 and Mass Effect. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, I don't trust BioWare. Their games have been ass lately, which is true. But this is a remake, so they have a template to work off. So there's not so much they can screw up with this shit. The only other studio will be Obsidian because they literally made the first game. Obsidian is the creator of Knights of the Old Republic. But clearly, since Sony money had it, it's a PlayStation timed exclusive for PlayStation and PC. And Obsidian has like 5 fucking different projects that they're working on. I highly doubt that they will take on. So the only other studio for me that I would say that can be a good contender, right, other than a Sony in-house studio like Bluepoint or something like that, right, which I don't think they will. But the only other studios will be Larian Studios, which makes the Divinity original games, and they're currently working on Baldur's Gate 3. I think they will do a phenomenal job because to me, they're probably the best Western RPG studio out right now, right? They're better than CD Projekt. They're better than Bethesda and stuff like that, even though their games are very smaller and stuff like that. But trust me, those guys make a hell of a WRPG. So I think those would be the only one. But yeah, it's definitely unfortunate. It's definitely disappointing. But at the same time, it's good that somebody looked at it and be like, nah, B, we got to get these motherfuckers the fuck out of here. Then they call them a week later. It's like, hey, y'all motherfuckers got to go. Put this shit on hold. And we're gonna shop for somebody else. But I don't see this game. If they do find somebody, I don't see this game coming out in 2020 till 2026, 2027. If it comes out and if it don't get canceled. But it is very unfortunate. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is, bro.
The interesting that I found with that story was that it seemed like Aspire actually felt like they had something good on their hands. Yeah. And then they took it. That was what I was reading, is that they wanted to present their vertical slice that they worked on.
They were confident and happy about
it. And they were confident and happy about the progress that they made and wanted to show it off. So imagine you just anybody, right? You work on this thing really hard, you're really proud of your work. And you take it to the guy that's going to fund it for you, and then he sits there and goes, what the fuck is this? Get the hell out of here. You're fired. And I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall when in this meeting when this shit happened, because it had to be so bad to the point where they shut it down instantly. It wasn't like we'll give you a little bit more time, to come up with something, or we'll see what you're working on, progress. They shut it down instantly. And it was already a project that was 3 years in development. And they were shooting for a 2022, launch. And then they come up, so they show this vertical slice. They sit there and say, yeah, we wanted 2022, but really it's going to be 2025. And you got the guy that's holding the money that's going to fund this thing saying, wait, what? You've already been in 3 years of development? This is all that you got for us? Because I don't know if you guys, I've played some of the ports that Aspire has done, right? I did the Star Wars, I think it was the Republic Commando. They ported that to the PS4. I did the Stubbs the Zombie port.
They just ported Knights of the Republic to the Switch.
Yeah, but mind you, I don't know if you ever saw about that. They ported it to the Switch, but I forget which one. One of those had a game breaking game breaking bug that they didn't know when it was going to get fixed. They knew that there was a game breaking bug. They didn't have a time frame when it was going to get fixed. I don't know if it's fixed now, but I just remember that was like one of the big highlights from those ports. And their ports aren't like great. I did the Star Wars, I think it was the Pod Racer one. and there was so many issues with like they couldn't even get the sound mix right because I could only hear like part of the game. I could hear the game only in like one of my heads, side of my headphones, and it was just like everything was like they didn't like remaster any of the like the little tiny like cutscenes or whatever. They were all in them, straight from what it looked like when you played it on N64. And they're not like a studio that would sit there and be like, yeah, give them the keys to Star Wars KOTOR. Give them the keys to make a remake to that, a very beloved franchise. And not only that, but, a Star Wars franchise, which those are just big in themselves. And I when they announced it, I was kind of taken aback when they announced who was making it. Because I was like, really? These guys? Yeah, I'm pumped for this remake, but this is the studio that we're going with here. And
people didn't they just make a freaking Knights of the Old Republic for the Switch? Like
they ported the Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 to the Switch, but I forget which one. That one of the games had a game-breaking bug where you couldn't actually complete it, and they didn't know when it was going to get fixed. So like that's the quality of the studio is they can't even port stuff good from like stuff that's already made. They struggle to port it to new systems, and they don't do like any like up they don't redo any textures. They don't do anything other than take what was the base code of the game and get it to work on other hardware. That's all they do. So like to sit there and say that they're like a full, I get they're they port stuff. They're a good port studio. I mean, I guess I don't know if I'd say good because their ports aren't the greatest, but I don't know if I'd call them a game development studio because I think they only developed one of their own games in their list of stuff that they worked on, and I don't think it was well received either.
I have a question. Is it are they done? Are they canceled from working on it?
It's indefinitely on hold, so we don't know what the future is.
It's on.
I don't think that's if it ever happens. I don't believe Aspire is going to be the studio doing it.
No, they said okay, so they put it on hold, they put it on pause, and they said they're going to look for other contractors. So most likely, whenever they find one. They're gonna take Aspire off of it.
Well, damn.
Okay.
So who announced this? Aspire or Sony?
It didn't get officially announced.
No,
Jason Schreier reported on it.
Oh yeah. So I mean, you got to have done a shitty job to get fired after just showing off a concept. Like
he said it was unexpected. Like people, like he tweeted that it was unexpected. They said, "Nope, you're out of here, dude."
You know what's
that shit's fucking OD, man.
Oh, don't get mad at me, right? Like, don't get mad at me. But if this was an Xbox, they would have let that build follow through. I'm sorry. They would have let that build follow through and released it in the way that they released it, right? You know what I mean? Like Halo and shit like that.
I agree.
I don't think there was anything wrong with Halo.
I forgot Halo's perfect.
Nah, like
perfect. It functionally worked as a game and had a good story and a decently launched multiplayer. The aftermath of it, though, with no content really coming out for it, is really where it stumbles.
What it sounds like this would have been. No, what Chris is saying is like this would have been a Halo situation where they showed it, and then Microsoft thought they had heat, but everybody was like, "What the fuck did you show us?" And then they delayed it a year. That's probably what he was going at. It's like, oh, like bro, it's like, oh, we thought we had something good. It's like, no, the public are like, what the fuck is this showcase of Halo Infinite? And then it's like, oh, okay, well, we'll delay it a year. That would definitely, I mean, that literally happened. So Chris saying that's literally
but
true.
I think that's because the public said the public was vocal about that. Microsoft was like, we're going to put this in our E3 conference and show it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think I get what Chris is saying. Chris is saying if it would have been behind closed door and nobody else would have seen it, that it probably would have gotten shipped in whatever stage it was. But the public is what made Microsoft delay Halo. The public reaction.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would have. They would have kept going with it, and then they would have showed the public, and then the public would have been like, "What the fuck is this?" And then the same thing with Halo. It would have been delayed after they showed the public. That's what I was saying.
Well, nope. All the studios Microsoft got, none of their studios would have made anything like that. So
yeah, and that's what I said, like
if anything, Sony could have hired their own studio to do it. They got fucking Bluepoint.
Yeah, but they probably have their own projects and are busy, so that's probably why not. But like I said, the only suitable studio, in my opinion, from Xbox that would do this remake and do it well would be the original creators, which is Obsidian. You know, that would be like literally the perfect fit for that game as far as the Xbox studio. For Sony, I don't know because they usually don't make Western RPGs to that caliber as well too. You know what I mean? But I mean, they're still talented enough and whatever. But yeah, that's why I said like Obsidian, which they're not gonna do it. But the only other ones will be like BioWare, because they made the second one, which is second Knights of the Old Republic, is still amazing, by the way. But I'm pretty sure that they're busy than Larian Studios, but they're busy making Baldur's Gate 3. But at this point, it wouldn't matter because they'll be starting from scratch anyway. So it's still gonna take years to come out. So who knows? But I mean, hey, I guess you can call it KOTOR karma, right, Smooth? You took it away from Xbox, and this is what you get, right?
That's actually funny.
Do you think there's a way that Sony would just drop out of the project altogether and then leave it up to get potentially open to be multi-plat?
I still want this project. I still want this remake. Like, I really, really want this remake.
Well, I'm not saying that but I'm not saying that the remake can't happen. I'm just saying, do you think that there's a potential that Sony drops out of making it exclusive and saying, "Hey, we don't want to dump any more of our money in project made, that we're just going to drop it and then let it go."
Yeah, if it's trash, then maybe. But
yeah, I'm just saying, like, if they don't want to be tied to it, they're like, we're gonna relieve our financial duties to this, and you can do whatever the hell you want now with it. We're done. And then something in the lines of it does become multi-plat to other platforms.
Well, no, it was going to
launch down the road.
It was only going to be timed and stuff like that, right? It was.
Yeah, but you know how Sony is with their time.
It depends on the contract,
quote unquote, like timed.
It depends on this contract. If Sony already paid expecting this time, then most likely they're still going to follow through with it, unless the project is so they just can't salvage the project and they can't find anybody that's capable and stuff like that. Then yeah, but I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. I mean, that is a huge possibility, by the way. So we'll see what happens. But I just hope that they really find a capable studio, and then that capable studio does this remake justice as it should, because this is a game that everybody should definitely experience and play. Even if you're not a big Star Wars fans or whatever, I think that this is a really mature telling story and really great story for people to experience. And I hope they really find nothing. But this is definitely an L. This is definitely not looking good for the game. Development trouble. You know what I mean? It's having shit development trouble, which is never a good sign. You know, so we'll see, man. Hopefully, they're able to take it back and turn it around, like what Square did with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like what Capcom is doing, what Resident Evil 4 Remake as well too. So we hope that the same situation happens with KOTOR Remake, because it'll definitely be unfortunate. Now, I want the game to come out to be great quality. If the game doesn't come out and it's great quality or anything like that, and if it's ass, I would have just rather them cancel the whole fucking project. You know, so, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. I mean, I didn't think that game was coming out anytime soon. I was a little salty that, Aspire, was making it, and the fact that it was a PlayStation timed exclusive. But PlayStation believed in it to sign off on it. And PlayStation does those aggressive exclusives, so they like something they saw, unless they sold them a pipe dream.
I mean, I think that's what
it was, man.
They're like, listen, we want to make.
They were on the what's that dude name? Hassan Karam. What's that blue box guy name? They pitched.
Man.
They got like, yeah, yo, we got it, man. We ported KOTOR numerous of times. We know the game in and out. we can do it and shit like that. And they'll be like, all right, yeah, let's get it. Let's give these guys a chance, right? June 2022 comes around. Hey, let's check up on these people and see what they got. Saw the game. Hey, both of y'all motherfuckers fired. Get the fuck out of my office, man.
Sony getting okie doked twice in a year. Damn. Not like this.
Bless,
Yo, that abandoned
but they
shit
got
went quiet, though.
That's funny that they got them.
Hey, but that's what Microsoft needs to do with Bonnie Ross, though. They need to do that same thing that they did, man.
Oh yeah, they need to get her the fuck up out of here. Alright, Key.
Bless, are you under the weather?
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
Got the vid.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be my job. I need to be careful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised you podcast and make sure you drink yourself some nice hot warm ginger tea with honey and a lot of fluids.
Yeah,
rinse your nose.
Yeah, absolutely. This is like my 6th day with it. I tested again to see, and I still got it, so I still have to fucking stay off from work. Unfortunate. I've been playing some games during this, but like in the beginning, I wasn't playing shit. I didn't want to get out of fucking bed, but nah, I can be up and do shit now a little bit.
All right, what is everybody playing? I know we didn't really get to talk about this. We kind of just started the podcast. It's no real introduction today. I'm trying to play this shitty ass multiverse game. This shit kind of garbage.
Oh,
but everybody,
I don't like Smash Brothers type of games, so I'm not even wasting my time.
Multiverse is fire, sir. Why are you saying it's garbage?
Because Tom and Jerry is whooping my ass.
Oh, yeah. Tom and Jerry is kind of goated. I ain't gonna hold you.
LeBron.
No, I'm Superman. Actually, I don't got LeBron. I ain't buy it. I just played the free version right now.
Superman.
It is a free to play game.
It's a free to play game. Yeah.
It's just if you want like the extra, like I think the characters or whatever, you gotta
grind or
buy that version.
Yeah.
That game is fire. I played a lot of the beta. I haven't played it since. I got like the vid when I got the beta code, and I was just like, I don't feel like playing games like that and like try harding in a game. I've been playing single player, but yeah, Multiverses. Honestly, that shit is fire. It shit is, in my opinion, it's better than Smash. In my opinion, like it had the highest player count for a fighting game on PC. Mm-hmm. It beat the other. It beat the other number by double, whatever the other number was. And the game is mad fun. I was playing a lot of characters in the first beta. It was Batman, Wonder Woman, Harley, Arya Stark, and I was playing a little bit of Bugs.
Is it Warner Brother characters?
Yeah, all Warner Brothers.
But how'd you say? Oh, you said Arya Stark from Game of Thrones?
Yeah, Warner Brothers.
How they copped the Game of Thrones license?
I don't know, something with that. I don't know if it's a deal.
Or is Warner Brothers might be owned by HBO?
Oh yeah. Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers owns HBO. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. Yeah, they own them.
I didn't realize that. Damn.
Yeah, so they have a lot of large cast of characters to play from, and the Nickelodeon game, that game died because that shit didn't have voice acting, and shit was it didn't have voice acting. Yeah, but this one, it's basically centered around 2v2 gameplay. That shit is really cool. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna main like Harley. I think I'm gonna main Harley and Bugs. Bugs is fucking ridiculous.
Tom and Jerry is doing me dirty with, and I'm Superman.
Yeah, you gotta, if you can focus, try to kill Jerry. He has a cooldown. Or honestly, if you're in a 1v1 Superman, you could just grab. Honestly, the little, I don't know if it's like the side special where he flies.
Yeah.
Using that and like just constantly doing that and then getting him off the stage is.
I'm uninstalling it.
Smooth played it for 5 seconds. Like, fuck this game.
Bruh, just play twos, bro. It's fun. Just play twos. They're mad fun, bro. Oh, or were you done saying the games you wanted to play?
No, I like the. I haven't. No, I mean, what game? I'm just asking which I played. I mean, I'll go. Like I've been playing. No, I 100% completed Bright Memory Infinite. I put a review out. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Pretty much, not many people watched it because it only has 600 views. But before I played Infinite, I made sure I 100% completed the $7 demo version of the game. And Bright Memory Infinite is night and day difference from the game. I had a lot of high praises for the game. It reminded me a little bit of Shadow Warrior 3, but just better. Because I prefer. I mean, both in comparison to Shadow Warrior 3, both stories are dumb and don't really make sense. But as far as like the combat, I think a little Bright Memory had a little bit more going for it. It was a better looking game. But like I will play these type of games all day and night if people keep making them. It was just a good action game. I just had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, I played that. I honestly, I think I agree with you. It probably is better than Shadow Warrior 3. Shadow Warrior 3 is cool. That's definitely good. But I don't know.
I would love to play Shadow Warrior 3 again. Like I'm one trophy away from the platinum on PlayStation, but the problem is
they removed it.
They removed what?
They removed. It's not on PlayStation Plus anymore.
Oh yeah. That's how I played it too. The problem is that I didn't feel like playing the game all those times to try to get because you have to upgrade everything, right?
Yeah, and you got to do the different challenges, and then you got to find all the ore.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm not. I was like, the challenges weren't a problem at all. It was just getting maxing out everything, and I was like, I can't play this enough to really find all that shit. So I was like, I'm just gonna have to settle. That's what I was like. I would like to play on Xbox, so I could at least get the gamer scores. Like, if I don't get the platinum, it's just like, well, whatever. It's like I hate being so close, and then I don't really feel like playing a game. But I'm not blinded on Xbox. This shit is $50. I'll probably get it on sale, but I thought it would be a Game Pass game since Shadow Warrior 2 was on Game Pass, but
yeah, they kind of cap with that price, man. Like, Shadow Warrior, Shadow Warrior 2 is a better
price.
game. Yeah.
But, well, they put it at 50 because they included all you got all.
No, but the actual Shadow Warrior 3 is like $50, like without.
No, but yeah, it's if you buy Shadow Warrior 3, you get all of the Shadow Warrior games too. So you get 1, you get 2, and 3.
This month it
wasn't like that upon launch, at least on PC. That game was just $50.
Oh, because like I bought it on Xbox because I wanted to play through all of them. I knew that Shadow Warrior 3 was on PlayStation Now at that time, but I wanted to play through all of them before I played the third one. So that's why I picked up that bundle, and it came. I don't know, maybe if it was a pre-order or a launch bonus or something like that, but I got to play all of them before the third one came out. So it unlocked instant access to it. So I played through 1, 2, and 3 just this year alone.
Which one do you think is the best?
2. I really liked 2. 2 had your linear style missions and stuff, but then they had you could go out and do side stuff, and there was just a lot more in depth to it, especially story wise. And I liked Shadow Warrior 3, but damn, that was a short fucking game, man. That was short, compared to 1 and 2, right? Because I played 1. 1 was straight linear, a straight linear game. I think it took 12, maybe 13 hours of play through it, just all together. But then Shadow Warrior 2, that timing expands a lot more because there's so much more in that game from what the first one was, and it really felt completely different from the gameplay aspect and the level designs and the open world style stuff. So Shadow Warrior 2, you could pad your gameplay by doing whatever you wanted in it. But then Shadow Warrior 3 was the shortest fucking game. It was what, 4?
It was 4 hours.
4 hours long.
It's I don't know.
The weird thing that I felt about Shadow Warrior 3, and I don't know if you guys agree. Like I just felt like I played the same level for 4 hours.
Yeah. I felt
it didn't like I like the combat but like the enemies really interesting when you compare them to like the other games. But like I was like I feel like I'm just in the same level. There's when you go from like when you play Shadow Warrior 1 or 2, like the levels are vastly different from one another. Now in Shadow Warrior 2, you go back and visit other, levels because you can do different stuff in them. But like Shadow Warrior 1, like every level was different and vast and it had like something going on for it. Shadow Warrior 3 was just it just felt like one long level that lasted 4 hours. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah,
what the fuck
frantic, was a
but
game.
solid shooter though. Like they're like good first person shooter. They had good mechanics and stuff. I liked them, but could have been more. I was expecting more, I guess.
Yeah, I really can play those games all day, dude. Like there's this one game I got my eye on that came out I think a couple days ago. It's called I think Severed Steel or something like that.
Oh yeah, I was looking into that. But I was kind of waiting for like because you can get it. It's on like a discount right now for like $22. But and it looks good. But I wanted to wait to hear from like feedback from it. So if you do pick it up, definitely let me know how you feel about it and if you like it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things. Is like I do want to try it. It looks like, as I said, another frantic, quick, shooter. It's probably quick as hell. It's advertising ray tracing in 60 frames per second. So I was like, that's pretty cool. The game looks all right, but it's just having that like that moment. It was like, all right, this could either be trash or it could be all right. and
I saw that game. I think David Jaffe was who I saw was like talking about that, but then I never saw him like actually like playing it. It was just like he was excited for it to come out.
Yeah. Severed Steel. Yes, $22.49. It does got 5. Well, how many stars does it got?
Well, 5 stars is your top in the Xbox store. So.
Yeah, it has 4.5. Not 4. It's like 4.25 stars. So that's mostly 5 stars, right?
Out of how many people? If it's 1,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Well, it should tell you how many reviews is there right in the top.
Really?
Should say it should say how many reviews are there.
26.
Okay, so you got a 4.5 out of. So I mean that's promising.
So
right?
I'm seeing comparisons of John Wick and Titanfall. Fear had a kid with Titanfall.
Now that interests me because like I miss
Mirror's Edge, Matrix, and Doom.
Fear is a franchise I would absolutely love if it came back. I would love it.
Sorry.
So what I've been playing. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I've been playing Stray. Stray is fire.
Well, that's my weekend game.
Yeah, I took my time on that because I got nothing else to do. I didn't 100% it, but I was just like taking in the scenery and the music and stuff. That game, I really liked it. That game's music is really fucking good.
Did you see since you played PC, Bless? Did you see the guy that made a CJ mod already for the cat in Stray on PC?
Yeah, it literally like I've honestly
it takes them one day to do this shit. One fucking day it takes guys to do this stuff. What the hell?
Yeah, it doesn't take. Yeah, people like honestly, if a game is semi-popular, it's gonna have. I feel like it's gonna have a CJ mod. like honestly,
is that like an unwritten like rule or something? Like
yeah, it kind of is. Like honestly,
they did that for God of that was for God of War too. Like was there a CJ mod in God of War?
Yeah, there's a CJ mod. What got me was the Simpsons mod.
Yeah,
the Simpsons mod.
I watched that. That was funny.
That's glorious. I think they might have took down the mod. I don't know if it might be back up or not. I didn't download it myself.
Why did they take it down?
I don't know. Maybe it might have been like a mod that's in beta. Like they're just testing it out to see how well it works and stuff. And I don't think it was it might not have been a mod that was for public release. It might have been just like someone was testing it still. But yeah, that mod was fucking hilarious. This shit like this is why this PC game is just fucking hilarious and just cool. It's so cool. It's just like you'll never see this shit anywhere else. Like why is Bart Atreus like fucking Homer? Like it's funny as fuck.
Now
Yeah,
I don't know, like I don't know about you, like I mean, because I know you're a PC gamer, but to me, I find it's funny to like watch those stuff and watch other people playing, but I don't know if me myself would want to play play a game like that.
For me, I mod games. Typically, when I mod games, it's typically to like enhance the experience. Like there's like for example, I downloaded what's that called? Dragon. For example, I downloaded like Dragon's Dogma, for example, and there's like a lot of mods that makes your experience like so much better and stuff. Like just like double weight capacity or like more difficult enemies.
Yeah,
and
that
like
stuff's a lot different than making like Homer Simpson Kratos. You know, like that. Like that's a huge difference.
But other times there are a few occasions that I will download like silly mods, but it's not always, but like sometimes like I downloaded like some of the the Resident Evil mods, Resident Evil 2 remake because I did 2 playthroughs on Resident Evil 2 remake on PS4 and I did the other 2 on PC. The 2 I did on PC, I had Jill wearing what do you call it? I had her in like a random like swimsuit type mod shift just for the hell of it. Like, I'll do shit like that. But yeah, like the mod community, they be out here. Some people love doing silly mods like that. Some people don't. But that's the thing. It's like they'll typically make something that'll suit someone's preference no matter what, which is really cool. Whether that's like serious or fixing a game's problems or breaking them or just silly shit. That was entertaining.
The mod community gonna they're gonna fill in the other half of the game when Starfield comes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're gonna fill in the other half of the game. I'm sure they're gonna like on one of those planets. I can almost guarantee you that they're probably gonna try to make a full Skyrim on one of those planets. I feel like that it's gonna take probably like a year or two because that's gonna be a lot of shit to do.
Yeah, no, it's gonna take a while.
They're gonna do that shit. Like
you remember Fallout Miami mod?
Oh, I heard of that. I never saw it. I heard of that though.
No, I've seen it and shit like that. But it's like literally because Fallout is a Fallout 4 mod, and Fallout 4 is based off Boston area.
Yeah.
Right. But they literally made a Miami mod where it's literally like South Beach. You're on South Beach. They added NPC with dialogues and voice acting. Young was actually one of the voice actors for that game. Or for the mod and shit like that. So yeah, these modders, man, when they put their mind to it, bro, they come out with shit that puts the developers to shame. That has money and the staff to do it. But what I've been playing, last week, was I here last week? I don't remember, but because we had that 30-70 argument last week, but. Since last week, I beat Death's Door.
Great game.
It's okay. It was 7 out of 10 for me. It's a good game. I thought it was a little bit overhyped though, a little bit overrated last year and stuff like that. But it was still a dope game, right? 7 out of 10 for me. I beat Stray. Another 7 out of 10 for me and stuff like that. It was a cool game, but honestly, the fact that the jumping felt more on rails and they didn't give you more control over what you can and can't jump. You had to wait for the button prompts like the X, because there were some locations where I was like, clearly the cat can jump on this shit, but it didn't let me jump on this shit, whatever. So I would have wanted more freedom and control over when you jump and what you can jump on. And the puzzles weren't as robust, unique, and varied as what I was hoping for that game and stuff like that. But overall, it's a definitely cool game. If you have PS Plus, definitely need to scoop it. On that or whatever. Then I Platinum Horizon last night. Finally, I finally got the Platinum for Forbidden West. And then I've been playing since Friday. I've been playing Live Alive, which is an old school Square Enix JRPG that only released in Japan in 1994, but they finally released it, worldwide. Actually, it was because of Nintendo. Nintendo actually published the game worldwide because it was going to be a Japan exclusive game again, but Nintendo said, "Nah, bro, we want to bring this worldwide." And the game is fucking amazing. Oh my god, I can't. It shockingly surprises me, right? Because what it is, it's like it's very unconventional. It's like it's a JRPG, right? But it's not as nothing like any other JRPG I played before. Because what it is there's 7 different characters, right? And there's 7 different eras, right? So it goes from, and you can play them in any order, right? You're not obligated to play them in any order, but in order it goes from prehistoric to Imperial China to Edo Japan to present day to far near future and far future and stuff. Oh yeah, no, and before that the Wild Wild West, and, right? And each one takes about, depend, because they varied, right? Each chapter, right, of each era takes about, it can take anywhere from 1 to 3 hours per each one, right? And there's an extra chapter when you beat all of them and stuff like that, right? But each one is their own self-contained story, right? Because it was different writers for each era in each chapter, right? But each chapter has really their own unique mechanics and their own unique storytelling, and it is fucking hilarious. The dialogue is fucking amazing, right? Especially like the Wild West. The Wild West dialogue is fucking hilarious. I do want to say some shit, and I wanted to post some, but honestly, I don't want to spoil it for people because it's something you have to experience yourself, right? And like I said, most of the combat is turn based, grid based, right? Which you're on the grid and you can move around in the grid, but you don't want to move too much. You only want to move around to position yourself to do certain moves, because if you move around too much, then the enemies will start to attack you before your turn and stuff like that, right? But some of them do that, but then there's other ones that have completely different, unique mechanics and shit like that. And so far, all the ones I played through prehistoric, Imperial China, Edo Japan, and I'm playing through the Wild Wild West. And each one of them are completely different, and they offer something unique. And I found it fucking hilarious because when I did the prehistoric, which was the first one that I did, it was such a refresher for a JRPG to not have actual dialogue, because the game does have dialogue, it does have voice acting and all the other ones, but in the prehistoric, because it's cavemen, they don't know how to talk. So, and the way they communicated with each other is they did grunts, and they had, and you'll see like the emojis on their head. But the reason why it's so funny is because JRPGs are usually known to have shit ton of dialogue, and they just won't shut the fuck up, and they talk and talk and talk. And in the prehistoric shit, it's like it was the complete opposite. They didn't talk, and instead they were telling the story through emojis and through grunts and through like shit that they would do, but you still fully understand what was going on. And it was just fucking, it was just hilarious. And they're throwing poop bombs at each other, like the Wild West. They're fucking like cussing at each other and shit like that. Like, like, oh, I want to drink, drink tits out of you, drink milk out of your mother's tits and shit. And you could choose the dialogue. And the crazy thing about it is like each one, well, at least the ones that I played, you can play them in certain ways because they don't yield the same results, because you actually get decisions that will change certain things or a different path that you can take that if you play through them again, you can do it a different way. So that's what I really appreciated. If I played through 4 chapters so far, if the last 4 chapters is able to maintain the level of quality and the level of like shit that, because every single chapter that I played so far have been amazing. If they can keep up with that, this is a 10 out of 10 game for me, and it's absolutely a game of the year contender for me personally. It's not gonna get nominated. It's a remake, right? It's a 1-to-1 remake, right? But it is fucking amazing. I highly suggest it. Anybody who owns the Switch, it is completely unique and unconventional JRPG. There's no grinding involved. There's no random encounters. After each battle, your health completely fills up. There's no MP, so you're limited and you're strict to only doing certain abilities so much during a battle or whatever, right? It just hits everything on the head. And the music is great. The art style and the graphics is fucking amazing. It's actually the best representation of 2D HD style that they've done so far. Looks better than Triangle Strategy. Looks better than Octopath Traveler. Highly suggest the fucking game. It is amazing. And then this Friday, obviously, I'm getting Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which has 89 on Metacritic, which is currently the highest rated first party RPG game. And when I say that, some people got mad at me. but yeah, man, Live Alive is fucking amazing. Absolutely, I suggest it, man.
I never heard it. I never looked into it, but after hearing that, I actually want to actually play it now. So I'll definitely look into playing that. And I forgot another game I've been playing is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Shout out to Blandrew.
Dick,
oh, you got the early review copy?
Yeah. Shout out to Bozo.
He got the Primo edition.
Rip Bozo, bro.
Not Blandrew.
Yeah, premium edition, bro.
Okay.
They gotta fix it. They gotta fix this 60 FPS mod though. Once that's fixed, you'll love to see it.
You wouldn't rather play it at 40 frames per second?
I mean, actually, you could. Well, people are going crazy at Alex over that shit. That was funny. But I mean, you could play at 40 FPS on the Steam Deck. Yeah, you could. But honestly, emulation takes less like raw horsepower than like running a game natively, especially like not native, especially like a Switch game. Like you'll get better battery life. You'll get better battery life than like running a more demanding native game natively than just emulating a Switch game. You run that at 60 FPS and get good battery life, honestly. So,
Hey,
I love that device.
Quick chat shout out to Alex PSX, Rob Gaming TV, Geekhead 188, Garuda Legends, Fear of the Flesh, Sticks of Truth, X Hawk. What else we got? RWK88. So welcome to the show. It's episode 114. We just shooting shit. So update. So I guess Verizon is partnering up with Xbox. They'll be selling Xboxes at your local Verizon store through the Xbox All Access program. Anybody heard about this?
Sound like
I heard
Xboxes?
I heard about it. I still don't understand it.
So I'm on Verizon.com right now to see if it's live, but it's not right now. Verizon, you can get like Xbox controllers and stuff like that off the website and like gaming headsets. But then again, they sell obviously phones and streaming games to phones and whatnot, and phone accessories like controllers and stuff is sort of popular now. So, but right now, apparently, they're selling Xbox consoles as another example of 5G innovation. Yeah, actually, they've actually, I guess they previously sold PS5 on stores, but I guess they're going to be a storefront for consoles. I thought this would happen eventually, and I thought when Xbox partnered up with Samsung and them doing the whole cloud gaming thing, I figured those would be like promotional tools that people get when they get like a new phone, like a new iPhone or a new Galaxy. They'll get like, a couple months of whatever Game Pass or whatever, cloud gaming or stuff like that. When they rolled out their whole xCloud thing, I figured they would end up doing that, like how they do with Disney Plus and Netflix and whatnot. I figured that would be the way that Xbox sort of helps bring cloud gaming to mass market in a way that they're would hope is partnering through the phone company, right? And like sort of how they're partnering with Samsung and their TVs to get xCloud gaming on like TV and whatnot. Their next partnership is probably going to be through either Comcast or Verizon Files to get it on like part of the cable box, whatever. Who knows? But man, I think that's another another good source of storefront to get an Xbox for those who still struggle. I'm still trying to get Chris to buy this Xbox. You know what I mean? Got it for the low, but
he said nope.
Nah, well, first of all, I don't got the money for it right now, and second of all, I'm stacked with games on PlayStation and Switch that even if I did get an Xbox right now, I don't know when I will play it. That'll be more games on top of what I already have. I just don't have the time for it right now. I do want to get an Xbox eventually, but right now I'm just complete. I already got a lot with what I have right now, and adding another system. And then, there's definitely games that I would like to go back and play, like Gears 4 and 5 and stuff like that. I just decided, give it to somebody that, that's gonna get it and then actually and not let it sit there. Because if I get it right now, it's just really just gonna sit there, especially for this year and next year and stuff like that. So
okay, fair enough.
But I appreciate the offer though, Smooth. I appreciate it though.
Okay. Not no biggie. I just figured because I have like I already told you guys how the story of how I freaking like got it. Right.
Can we just talk about how you was trying to trade that for a 3090?
Bro, I just wanted to see who I can get. I was like, dude, this dude wanted to give me an Xbox for a monitor.
This man trying to rob somebody blind like that. Hey man, I'll trade you.
Find a sucker like that, Smooth. Oh my god! I hope you find a sucker like that.
Yeah, that he should be your best friend because that would have been OD.
I was like, Smooth out here ballsy with it. He's like, what do you want?
I was like, you never know. I was hoping like somebody come through in a clutch, at least give me a Steam.
That's a $1,200 card for a $500 system.
Yeah, I can 3070. You probably get a 3070 from it.
I could maybe understand it. I can maybe understand the Steam Deck, even though, someone would still
it'd be the low end Steam Deck though. It wouldn't be.
Well, even so, someone would still have to like you because you could resell a Steam Deck for good money. Like you can resell like the base one for like 600 because it's hard to come by. It was invite only or pre-order or reservation only.
But
so there's still a lot of people that still don't have that shit. So
I can't even front. Even if I got a Steam Deck, I don't see myself playing it like that. Like I don't I have like even with all the systems, it's like I've said this before. Having all the consoles and like gaming things is completely overrated. It's not needed. It's not really necessary. Like I feel like the consoles and stuff would have to have like all exclusively like unique games that just aren't available here like to the platform like all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So because I find myself like okay. You know what I mean? Like I force myself to play like I'd buy my son like some games here and there on the Switch OLED. Played a little bit of Crash on it. I was like but then I'm looking at it like regardless if you're playing on mobile or on the TV, games on the Switch look ugly as hell. I'm sorry. Like even I thought even playing on a small screen won't be a big deal because it's like, all right, it's a small screen, it's gonna be compressed, it'll look fine enough for the screen. When I'm playing, I'm like, damn, this shit's still like pixelated as hell. So I don't enjoy playing games on that, and I think the button configuration is just all jacked up. No,
it's not. The button configuration aren't jacked up because they were the first ones to have those button configuration. Is that the fact that they have the same letters as Xbox, but they're completely different. That's what fucks you up.
Yeah, like B shouldn't be a primary button though. like
Yeah, because that should be like back, right? But
Yeah.
instead of,
that
instead
shit
of
always
as an accept. Yeah.
that shit always gets me too.
The other thing is like for example, like I jumped on PlayStation obviously when the PlayStation Plus ever came out because I had all these games that I had access to that I didn't previously before. So I did like I ran through the Shadow Warrior, Stray. Obviously, I didn't beat Stray yet, but I've been playing. I've at least been playing that, and some of the games I've like downloaded that I've missed out on because I just didn't buy it on PlayStation. And then same thing on PC. Like there's games that I've bought, but like I bought Ghostwire Tokyo as like the last thing, but I'm not really looking forward to playing anything on PC until Spider-Man and Uncharted, and those are games I already played before. I'm only looking forward to those games because I played and beaten them before. So it's like I know what to expect. I'm just going to experience them at a much higher fidelity. But yeah, man, it's like because I don't play all my platforms like that to the point where it's like, oh man, I'm so happy I got them all. Like, you know what I mean? It's like some of them, like some of them just don't get any burn, like period. So like, yeah, and for anybody who like for people who say you have to have all the consoles, it's just no, not really. You don't have to have all the platforms. I think it's just more so just cap. They're right now they're cool to look at. They're like what's the word? They're just like pretty much like just objects to look at. Like, hey, look at my desk. Let's take a picture, right? But they don't get like really no real burn.
Hey man, all you need is a PC and a PS5, bro. Technically,
I don't need a PS5. I really don't need a PS5.
And you don't need an Xbox if you have a PC.
I don't need an Xbox, but then again, I do need an Xbox because at the end of the day, right?
At the end of the day,
it's
Planet Xbox.
It's Planet Xbox. And no, the thing is that
at the end of the day,
90 is only, believe it or not, only a small portion of my Xbox library.
Man, I'm here.
Only a small portion of my Xbox library is available on PC to me, like for free. Like your games all the games that I own aren't cross-platform.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
So you got to think about it. So the thing is, from an Xbox standpoint, I've been on Xbox since 2005.
Just pirate them though. No, huh?
We're changing the name of the podcast to Planet PC. Thank you. Moving on.
But the reason why PC is necessary, PC is not necessary for gaming, but it's necessary for everything else.
Oh my god!
But so that's what I was like. I don't think.
Remember when Smooth he tried to had a secondary podcast called Planet PlayStation? That shit lasted 2 weeks though.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That shit had like 3 episodes.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it black.
That shit went down quicker than Brooklyn Scale Tree.
Oh no.
Oh man. No, I did try to do Planet PlayStation. I thought I was turning over a new leaf.
His heart wasn't in it. I wonder why.
No, my heart wasn't in it, dog.
Did you say where you're the best pony? Is that how you?
No. I just kind of.
You're the best bot.
It was a concise show with 2 people that I knew who were very like, PlayStation centric. Neo, who I still game with today on PlayStation. Every time I log in, he's just always there. And I forget the other dude's name. Hopefully he's alright. I haven't heard from him in a little bit. But yeah, it was a good conversation. I mean, I was surprised I can hold a conversation on that thing, but yeah, overall it was just sort of like, I don't know. It's sort of boring. What I was trying to do is I was trying to avoid talking about PlayStation on Planet Xbox. Right? But it just became like impossible. You can't have PlayStation without Xbox and vice versa. So
this is just a honestly, this is just a podcast.
It really is.
It's just a podcast.
Yeah, I've attempted to do pure, which I think I could really achieve. I can actually achieve that, but it's at the end of the day, it's a podcast that just has Xbox in the name. I'm to anybody listening. I mean, I'm an Xbox fan. Nothing's gonna change that. But if people are like, there's too much You got no Xbox fans in the show. I'm an Xbox fan. I'm truly an Xbox fan. Like, just that content is slow, very, very historically slow. So there's really not like much to talk about. Like, there's no rumors.
Not like there's no news really popping up here.
No acquisitions or anything like that to talk about. It's just, and then only games that people are releasing games in Nintendo and PlayStation. It's like, what the fuck? So,
so we should bring. So what you're saying is we need to bring back Planet PlayStation.
Oh hell no, I couldn't bring that Planet PlayStation.
So what you're saying? That's where the money's at.
The thing
Planet
is
PlayStation coming to a.
Just call it, yo. Just call it.
Only a handful of people I know on that actually can talk about PlayStation without talking about Xbox.
Dude, it's right here.
No,
right
that's
here.
Not true. Not true. That's not true.
What do you mean I'm playing on PlayStation? I'm playing on PlayStation right now.
Oh! You're talking about like you. Oh, I'm talking about, like I said, in the community, there's only a handful of people that can host a podcast or host a conversation or a Twitter space, whatever, talking exclusively about PlayStation, right? Or PlayStation centric without talking about Xbox. Every other PlayStation podcast outside of like What's Up PlayStation, right?
I was about to bring them up, yeah.
Outside of What's Up PlayStation, every PlayStation podcast are anti-Xbox podcasts. They're not PlayStation.
Dude, they are. There's one of them. There's one of them tomorrow.
Just call it. Just rename this to just call it Planet X Station. Xbox and PlayStation.
Nah, it's just that I can't change the name. I've had.
Yeah, it's
that's the problem.
I
can't change the name, and yeah,
it's a good because that's a good name. That's actually a dope name, Planet Xbox.
Yeah, but yeah, man. I mean, hopefully you guys, enjoy it. And like I said, I can't stick to the news. I don't, because like I said, when there's no news, there's essentially nothing
out there to talk about.
You gotta make your own topics.
You gotta make your own topics, man. That should start trouble. Like start like talking shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Just start a Twitter war or just like say some crazy shit on Twitter.
The biggest news this week was really like the KOTOR shit.
Yeah. And well, Grand Theft Auto, like they're turning a new leaf. I know people were mad at that. I heard.
I mean, I don't listen. This is where my stance is with Grand Theft Auto. Rockstar fell off. Rockstar is a terrible studio. I absolutely hate Rockstar. That Rockstar nowadays is nowhere near the pedestal of what Rockstar used to be. I don't get people say, "Oh, but Red Dead Redemption 2." I don't give a fuck about a studio that can put one game out in 10 years.
And that was part of the old Rockstar because some of those people left, Dan Houser and them.
Yeah, the main dude that made those games fun left Rockstar.
I heard he was very big in the writing department. So if you lost one of your best writers, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah, and like I'm sorry, there's just not a good studio anymore. Like, I loved the PlayStation 2 days. I thought Rockstar was one of my all-time favorite studios. Even early 360, even towards the end of the system, like that generation, Rockstar was really good. They put out quality, consistent content, and then it was like after Grand Theft Auto 5 hit, dude, they stopped.
I love this energy.
And I don't give a fuck. I like the people that sit there and say that Rockstar is the best, the GOAT and whatever. What fucking game are you playing from Rockstar right now? What like? And then they even said Grand Theft Auto 6 ain't gonna be coming out another 2-3 years. I don't get the fuck out of here. 11 years to make one new iteration of that. The PlayStation 2 had three in a span of 4 years.
Rockstar used to drop multiple games a year,
and they used to drop
not even just
multiple like Bully, Manhunt, Midnight Club, Grand Theft Auto,
Midnight Club. That shit hasn't existed in forever.
Rockstar Table Tennis, baby. Come on.
Didn't they do the Warriors and the Italian?
They did the Warriors.
They did the Warriors as well. Yeah, the Warriors.
Bro, the Warriors is so underrated, bro.
Yeah, State of Emergency.
State of Emergency. They didn't do the sequel though. Mind you, they only did the first one. There is a sequel to State of Emergency, if you believe it or not.
There is.
Yeah, dude, it's State of Emergency 2. It was on. I believe it was on PS2. and it
Bro.
was terrible.
Max Payne 3 came out a decade ago.
Max Payne 1, 2, and 3, all great games.
No, 1 and 2 were
Well,
Remedy.
Yeah, 1 and 2 were Remedy, but
Rockstar published them, right? They funded them, whatever. It might have been
made. Because now you can include LA Noir as well too.
LA Noir
was
another
so
banger.
Good,
another banger.
Dude, and then they just stopped. They stopped, and I fucking hate
GTA
them.
Online. That's what happened. That's literally what the fuck happened and shit like that. And listen, with GTA 6, there are some concerns, right? One of them is not because there's gonna be a playable female. I do not mind. I don't care. I think it's about time that a GTA does have a playable female character, because they're talking about two characters, right? A male and a female, like a Bonnie and Clyde type of shit, right? I think one of the females like a Latino or whatever, right? Completely fine with that. I don't know why people are tripping about that, whatever. That's dope, right? Cool, right? But then they said, they're gonna be toning down more of like the offensive jokes,
satire, like the satire, like stuff.
Yeah, the satire, which to me, I was like, what Grand Theft Auto has always been about, making fun of everybody. Everybody gets to smoke and stuff like that. So the reason why I don't like this, right, is because they're going, and not because it's like I want to, make fun of everybody and be super offensive to all groups and shit like that, or all races, groups, religions, ethnicity, whatever. No, it's nothing because of that. It's because I know certain groups are going to be protected, and they're not going to say, they're going to walk on eggshells so hard for certain groups, but for other groups, for other people's religions or other people's race, whatever, and stereotypes or whatever, they're not going to let off on that. I can't stand that. You either offend everybody or you offend no one. It's this whole picking and choosing. With this group, we're not going to offend, but this group is completely fair game to stereotype or to make fun of or anything like that. It's like, no, make fun of all of this shit, right? Be like Dave Chappelle. Exactly. Don't give a fuck. Make fun of all of this shit. The game's going to be controversial like every single Grand Theft Auto game has been since existence. And it's gonna sell a lot, and it's not gonna matter. People are gonna buy it, love it, and whatnot. That's really like the only thing. But everything else, I mean, I hope they make an amazing game. I hope they make the game controls fun, right, and more loose instead of the stiffness that Rockstar games have brought ever since like GTA 4. And yeah, but the female shit, I don't know why people are getting bothered by that. That sounds dope. Male and female protagonists, like Bonnie and Clyde, Latina in Miami and shit like that. I'm all for that shit and whatever, but the picking and choosing on who you want to offend and who you're not going to offend, I'm not down with that, because now you're playing favoritism and, and shit like that. And, if you offend something, if you stereotype Hispanics in there, or you make fun of people's religions or something like that in the game, and you don't let off on that, but for like other groups of people, you're going to be like, oh, no, we don't want to offend them and shit like that. To me, that's total bullshit. Yeah, that's total bullshit, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that would be like sort of corny, like, you know what I mean, to do that. And there's a, clear bias, clear agenda to do.
Yes, it's the bias and agenda I can't stand.
In that case, if you're going to do that, just don't make fucking GTA. Don't make it. Like, I mean, that franchise has been running too damn long anyway. In my opinion, I mean, because I know people like loving and stuff like that. But I'm not. I've never been the biggest fan of GTA. I think I've only really liked one of them, and that's San Andreas. I mean, I get nostalgia from playing like 3 and Vice City, because I remember exactly where I was when Vice City and GTA 3 came out, all those years ago. But I'm not a GTA person, so I can care less what they do. But the fact that the one of the things that I've always been concerned about is like one day Rockstar isn't going to be that studio that is gritty and no holds barred, do whatever they want. They're gonna fold. And
it used to be one of the most controversial studios out there, and now they're just the weakest. And I think the weakest and one of the most uncreative studios out there. I just hate them.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it sucks when some studios and publishers get too big. They get too big for their own growth. Cause other than Rockstar and Bless, I'm gonna let you go. But remember, Epic used to make games too. They used to make games, and then
they have Fortnite. Now they have that Fortnite check. They don't need to.
Yeah, they just made a storefront. They don't make no games no more. Like,
do they do Unreal? Like, is Unreal still like a thing anymore or no?
Yeah,
the game.
Yeah, wait, the game, no.
Unreal Tournament? No, they don't.
Yeah, Unreal Tournament. Sorry, my bad.
Hell no, they don't make them no more.
There was a
Fortnite money, baby.
There was an alpha. There was an alpha for a new Unreal Tournament game, and that game has always been an alpha, and I'm not sure what the fuck happened to that game.
That shit's not coming out. No way.
Graphically, it looked really good, and I'm not sure what the fuck happened to it, to be honest. It just like, I don't even know if Epic made it. I think they might have licensed it out or some shit. I don't even remember. But the show was an alpha, and then it just like never existed.
Unreal Tournament and Gears of War for Epic used to be their flagship games to show off the engine. For like, every time a new engine came out, they came out with the Unreal game or Gears of War game to like lead the charge. I mean, of course, we know Microsoft now owns like Gears of War, but before they didn't. It was Epic used to. That was their game to like kind of show off the engine, and then from there, everybody else got to use it to see what they do. But those, like, it was back in the day where Epic actually made games that best utilized their engine.
Yeah, I would love for an Unreal Engine game or Unreal Tournament game to come out, because I never played them back then.
What was the
I think because they were on Xbox and shit.
I think it was like what Unreal Tournament 3 is what it was called.
Yeah.
Like the main one, because they did it was Unreal Champions, right? There was or Unreal Arena. There was a PC one, but like console wise, Unreal Tournament 3 was the last one. But I'm trying to think. They did do a different one for PC. I'm not blanking on the name of it.
I don't know. I mean,
I want to say it was Unreal Champions or Unreal Arena or something.
Yeah.
That there was, Unreal Tournament gameplay. Yeah. Well, yeah. The last one that they did or were doing in the alpha, like I was saying, and that shit it says 2017. I remember that gameplay, bro. Yeah, I wish they would have done that. It made a new one, because I never played the originals. I would have loved to.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I want them to make a new Quake, or not them, obviously, but I want who makes Quake again? I forget. My bad.
I think
Id. I want Id to make a new Quake, because I mean I played Quake Champions on PC. I kind of want a newer version. I want more hype and just like more, because they don't really talk about Quake Champions. I don't even know if they really updated it anymore.
Yeah,
but I mean, Quake Champions is fun.
I know they're bringing back like Quake, like 4 and enemy territories, Quake Wars or something like that. It's getting like a remaster for PC. That's currently in like beta testing. If you're in Insider's program, so I maybe that. Putting those games out allows them to segue for a new release, and there's a new Quake rumored to be coming out, but that's my only inclination that they might be doing it, is that they put out a remake of a classic game first, and then before they reveal or show off an actual new release, which I'm looking forward to Quake 4 for the simple fact that I remember having it for the Xbox 360 as a launch title, and I never finished the campaign. I think my Xbox got Red Ring, but I will play it again. But the only thing is, right now, the version that I played had no controller support. It was mouse and keyboard, so I was like, "Yep, I can't beta test this shit."
Oh, yeah, that shit would be cool. Yeah, Quake Champions, good game. But yeah, Unreal, those original type of arena shooters, I want them to make a comeback because those where you're just like jumping, like very simple movement, where you're jumping, and like you get rocket jumps, and those are cool. Matter of fact, I should probably re-download Quake Champions. That shit's fun. But yeah. Oh,
play it on your Steam Deck.
Maybe. I don't know if the anti-cheat. I don't know if there's like anti-cheat, but I mean, I probably could. I mean, it would probably play. I'd probably get my ass kicked because, I mean, I'm not gonna be able to properly. I don't know if I'll be able to properly use the little what do you call it? There is a mouse pad. Like I don't. I don't know if I'll be
the
able
little pads on the side.
Yeah, that shit won't. I don't think that's gonna help me. And using controller, that I'll get washed. But I can try. But
I mean, test it out, right? You know,
yeah,
get that a little use.
Yeah.
Which Steam Deck do you have?
The highest model.
The highest model, okay. And that retails for
$650.
Okay. I mean, people are selling it for what, like fucking $1,200?
Yeah, they are. Oh, but yeah, back on like Rockstar though. Like, yeah, Rockstar, they fucking. I've been saying that for like almost like half a decade now. Like they're not the same, bro. They're just not the same. I'm tired of people considering them top tier when they've only had 2 games in the last decade to talk about. For being well, still technically, I guess Max Payne 3 is still in there because it came out in 2012. But it's like, sorry, 3 games in the last decade. It's like, bro, they're not top tier anymore.
Which, mind you, I thought Max Payne 3 was the weaker out of the Max Payne series, at least. I mean, I get the movement and the gameplay and stuff, but I hated that story and the way that it was presented. Because I liked that was one thing I liked about Remedy is it was gritty, it was dark, it was, you know, like I love that like style. Plus, I really enjoyed the like how the Max Payne story was told with the comic book like esque and like I liked, you know, it was like New York City, and then they took Max Payne and he basically took him out of New York City and put him in all different kinds of countries and stuff, and I felt like it lost a lot of its flair when they went that route with it.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was kind of like traveling and shit. But yeah, man, Rockstar, C tier studio as of right now, man. And it's like, yeah, what I'm hearing from the GTA 6 though, I'm skeptical because like people said, like what's his name, Dan Houser, one of the Houser brothers left.
Yeah, the one that basically made Rockstar good.
Yeah, and that's not a good thing. And he probably left because he was like, bro, I want to do more projects or something. He was like, and the other one was like, bro, we making money, bro, just chill. Or
well, I think that was part of it because he, you know, he's big with like storytelling and stuff, and then, you know, he did all the stuff for all the Grand Theft Autos and wrote like the stories for them all. And mind you, that was what 2012 or 2013 when the GTA 5 come out, and he used to be pumping those things out like crazy. Now he got stopped and, you know, probably got tired of doing online stuff and not getting to do the stuff that he likes to do.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a problem. And like I already said, I don't think Red Dead 2 is that great of a game. So
no, it was over ambitious. I games like that where it's like, damn, this game looks good. It got all these features and things that you can do to the point it's so damn boring. Like I found that game boring as hell. It's like really like lifting up cattle, trying to cook it. And shit. Like, come on, bro. Like, give me the guns, man. Like I just want to play. Like, that's why I can't do these games. Like when these games get like super over ambitious and the entertainment factor just is sucked completely out of it. I did not enjoy Red Dead. I still didn't beat it. No, I have no intentions on doing it. Looks good. I like booting it up just to see what it looks like, you know, in 4K and whatnot. But I'm getting tired thinking about it. I don't get no joy in playing the game.
Yeah, I feel that. I definitely do. And and the not having the controversial stuff, or not wanting to, probably like the transgender stuff, like,
oh yeah,
that, like, being pussy about that. GTA 6 is gonna be like, is it gonna be a good game? Probably, but it's not gonna be the same. It's not gonna be the same at all. Hate to see it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, some franchises are just too long for their own good. So, like, but it's sad what happened to Rockstar, and not because of Grand Theft Auto, it's because they used to produce a ton of games, bro. a ton of games, and they were all pretty good. They were all pretty good. They had variety. But like, one game gets too popular, and then everything gets dropped, and the focus becomes that one franchise. And who knows? With Grand Theft Auto, maybe they go into another, become like another Epic. Who knows, man? But how far along they say that game was?
I don't fucking know, man. These games take out forever to come out. It's probably been in development for a while, and it's probably not going to come out for like another 3 years or so.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I can see this game being like a 2025, 2026 game.
Yeah.
KOTOR remake might come out before it.
Agreed.
And dudes got legit fired over that. I still don't believe how that shit happened, though. How the hell you get fired on a private demonstration? Like, I don't get that shit.
This is OD.
Oh, man.
This is OD. That just sounds so funny. You just get fired for trying to it's a presentation, bro. Yeah, we're on the job. No, you fired. Huh? What we do?
You know what probably happened? Like, they probably got like a threat, like somebody from like Sony said, no, we're pulling out.
Facts. They're like,
oh hell no.
Yeah, he's like,
figure this out.
yeah. Somebody's like, oh, John from corporate called. They said that they're cutting funding. It was like, oh shit, they're cutting funding. It's a wrap.
Oh man, I can't wait to there's has to be more to that. I'm pretty sure Schreier will have like some sort of leak from the people that got fired and their displeasure of the works.
Yeah, they probably went to him and be like, yo, Jason, you believe these motherfuckers, man? You know what I mean? He wrote a story about it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I can't stand to see a break-in next to Jason's name, because I know he's about to spill all the juice, like, for some reason. Oh my god, Jason Schreier is so smug, I guess. And I mean,
I can't wait till the next Xbox game come out so he can write a piece a day before and slander.
Yeah, he does that shit all the time, like clockwork.
Oh, yeah.
That shit.
Yo, that like before Bethesda or before Xbox news, or like he be doing that before some good Xbox news comes out too. Yeah, he'll do it before the good Xbox news, like before the Bethesda or the Xbox Bethesda showcase. Let me throw some shit in. It's like, god damn,
he was the
right before the short.
Yeah, all right. So last year he leaked the Starfield trailer and release date, right? Like literally 20 minutes before they go fucking live with the show. And then this year, right before the Xbox show go live, he does the news story about the Bethesda and I think crunch and how there was concerns about the date and all this other stuff. I'm like, come on, shut your picklehead ass up, like go somewhere. Like I cannot stand him when he does, like, why do you time this? Why don't you put this out on a regular ass Wednesday? Why you gotta wait? Like you gotta time your leaks, your controversial leaks and stuff with like the event. It's like, why do that to PlayStation? And I know he's leaked PlayStation, like he's gotten behind the scenes, but he didn't wait till they have something big to reveal. He'll do that shit on a random day, and it takes up news by itself. This dude times his bad Xbox news, like right, like in time for their like event or showcase. It's like notorious for doing that, but.
Bloomberg said that they want the most fucking headlines. They want the most clicks, bro. They're like,
man,
hold you.
He does it because that's when it's gonna get the most click, right before the event and stuff like that. But some things I don't agree with him on and shit like that. But the motherfucker's never wrong in his reports, so the motherfucker's never wrong in any of his reports. So it is what it is. He doesn't really do that much damage anyways, like that what some people think.
And I'll say, I don't know if you guys want to do like a I don't know if you want to transition over, but speaking of Jason Schreier, the fucking, you remember when he initially was talking about how he initially brought up the Last of Us remake? Last of Us 1 remake, and how it was done by a no-name team and stuff.
Yeah, it was Ben Studio supposed to be working on it. That's what it was.
And it was, Uncharted was supposed to be the one that was doing, but they're like, no, that's gonna cost too much money. And now you see, Last of Us remake. They're like, we're gonna redo some stuff. We're gonna say redo from the ground up. We don't really mean that. Not in every sense. But you already know so Jason was definitely spitting facts on that shit too. Naughty Dog come out, we remade it from the ground up. Oh yeah.
Made it from the ground up for the PlayStation 5.
It's cap. So
my thing is my question is like why couldn't it run on PS4? Isn't it? I mean, is it because it's not coming to PS4, right?
Well, as far as we know, it's not coming to PS4. But the fact that they said it was made for the PS5, that's just probably gonna come to PS4 later, maybe. just to like put the salt in the wound. Honestly, I don't see why it can't. Let's be honest now.
Yeah,
why can't it? Like Last of Us 2 has more shit, and that is on PS4.
And it's on PS4, yeah.
So there's no reason not to. For it can't to be. So
yeah, but I'm not mad at what I think. Was it you who shared the article where they said it's the easiest, but it has the it's low effort, high earning potential, right? Or some shit like that.
Yeah, low effort, high earning. It's like, bro.
I'm like,
it's funny because it's like I feel like people forgot about that article, bro. Like people forgot Jason Schreier had an article about this, and people surprised, or people are surprised that why is Last of Us remake? Why did Naughty Dog lie to us and not reveal information? And it's not as much of a remake as we thought it was. And it's like they don't have the gameplay mechanics of Last of Us 1 or part two, and it's like because it's low effort. Jason was talking about this shit. If they were going to rebuild the gameplay mechanics and stuff, they could have did that with Uncharted 1. Because Uncharted 1 is more dated than Last of Us in terms of gameplay.
Yeah.
So it's like in terms of AI.
I don't think that's why I always say I don't think this remake was needed. Because there's already a 60 FPS remastered version on PS4 that everybody can play on PS5 right now. If it was something along the lines like Demon Souls where it's stuck on the PS3, it's running sub 720p, terrible, 30 FPS,
20 FPS.
Yeah, then I'm like, okay, we need this, whatever. But the PS4 remaster holds up extremely well. The only thing for me, that I would say, if this was needed, if they overhauled the gameplay to introduce stuff like dodging, which they had fucking dodging in the original E3 build of The Last of Us, but know why they took it out? You know why they took it out? It's because they didn't have enough RAM memory in the PS3. So wouldn't it have been something if they can actually rebuild the game?
Yeah, rebuilding it.
Include this stuff, right? So
What a concept, Chris.
To me, like a 1-to-1 remake, I have no issues with and stuff like that. But to me, when it's needed, Demon Souls remake was more needed, right? Shadow of Colossus, right? That's something that like good games like those shits, right? Resident Evil and Final Fantasy VII Remake are completely different stories, right? Those are completely reimaginings and different types of remakes or whatever. The Last of Us 1 remake. First of all, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and complain about the price because I bought Demon Souls remake. I bought Skyward Sword for $60 when I bought it for $50 on the Wii and beat it. I bought Xenoblade Chronicles for $60. So clearly, I'm not. That's not my issue with the game. But technically, right, it's releasing with less content, right, because it doesn't have the multiplayer mode, right. And I know some people will be like, well, I know what the reasoning is for that. Oh, Factions 2, and then if Factions 2 come out, nobody's going to be playing Last of Us 1 by that time or whatever. Whatever the reason is, and if you feel the reason is justified or not, it's still removed content because the PS3 launched with multiplayer and the PS4 version launched with multiplayer and stuff like that. Now, I didn't play too much of the Last of Us multiplayer. I played a little bit of it. So I'm not one of those guys like Jack or anything like that played them for years, BG, even Bless Red and stuff like that. But you just got to call it what it is. It's less content than what they did. Skyward Sword, they didn't remove any content, right? They, and stuff like that. Xenoblade Chronicles Edition, they actually added a whole new chapter at the end. And Demon Souls, they didn't take out the multiplayer. The whatchamacallit, the co-op is still intact. The PvP is still intact. And they increased the multiplayer count from 4 to 6 on the Demon Souls remake. But for whatever reason, I don't know what it is. It's only the Naughty Dog games that get ported or they get remastered, or in this case, remake. It's only them that are removing all of the multiplayers, right? They've removed the multiplayer from Uncharted Collection 1 through 3. They've removed the multiplayer from Lost Legacy Collection, right? Which is Lost Legacy and Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
And then they removed the multiplayer again with the Last of Us remake and stuff like that. And then they've been promising us multiplayer, but they keep giving us the runaround each year. They don't want to show it. And then a lot of people are expecting it to come out next year. Guess what? They never said that. They said expect more information.
Yeah, they said that's true. They did say expect more information.
More information.
So when is this shit coming out? 2024? Like when is it like when is this shit coming out and stuff like that? But aside from that, the remake does look fucking amazing, right? The graphics and stuff like that. I like the destructible environments that they added, the improved AI system, as well and stuff like that. But honestly, I'm not picking this up day one. One, because I already beat the game 5 times. I beat it twice before The Last of Us 2 came out. And literally, it's going to be literally the exact same game. See, with Demon Souls, right, we have the excuse of it being stuck on PS3, but also the type of game that Demon Souls is, you can play it multiple ways, differently. You can play with a different class. You don't have to. You can play. You can go through the different worlds in different order and stuff like that. So you still get some differences when you replay it. With The Last of Us, there's not going to be so much change. It's going to be the same scenario. It's going to be the same dialogue. You already know when you go into the sewers, you're gonna split. You're gonna get split from Ellie and Dean or whatever, and then it's gonna be Joel and Sam in the sewers. When you get to the sniper part, you're gonna go off to the left, right? I already know what windows to go through, whatever, so the sniper doesn't see me. Like I already know all of this shit and whatnot. So to me, it's not. It is disappointing because even though technically Naughty Dog never said that they were gonna add Last of Us 2 mechanics and stuff like that, they still kind of misled people to think that, because when Jeff Keighley was on stage with Neil Druckmann, he said that, oh, so are you gonna, put Last of Us 2 gameplay or whatever? And Neil Druckmann, even though he didn't say, oh yes, we're gonna add Last of Us 2 gameplay, what he said instead is like, yeah, we work AI and we're gonna have the bench for The Last of Us 2, and we're gonna have things that we learned from The Last of Us 2 be implemented in The Last of Us game, in The Last of Us remake. So a lot of people took that, right, and ran wild with it, and they didn't debunk that. They didn't come out with set expectations. They already had a video ready to be shown, edited and stuff like that. It took a leak to force them to come out with that video, which the game is a little over a month away, right? And so we're like, yo, this should have been the first fucking thing that you shown to temper the expectation of what exactly this remake truly is, which is a 1-to-1 remake, right? With no significant changes to the gameplay, which is fine if they would have said that from the beginning and they would have tempered the expectations, but they wanted to let people run wild. They wanted to hold off into the footage if it wasn't for the leaks, we probably still wouldn't have seen that blog with that 10-minute edited video and stuff like that. If it wasn't for the leaks, we don't know. So you can't really, yes, they technically didn't say what they were doing, so it does technically falls on the players for thinking that, but you can't really blame us for the way they were moving and the way they were talking about this game and how they described the game. You know, you can't really blame them, because I've seen a lot of people be like, well, you know, they never said that, and you know, I wasn't expecting to have Last of Us 2 and Prone and stuff like that and shit. Like, no, you weren't, because when everybody was saying they expect the Last of Us 2 mechanics, none of these motherfuckers came out and said, hey, temper your expectation. That's probably not what it's gonna be. No, everybody ran with it. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. But yeah, so this is a skip for me day one. I will pick it up later, but at a discount, at a sale, because like I said, I don't feel like if I don't pick it up, I'm missing out on experience, and I don't feel like it's needed because I already have Last of Us on the PS4. I played it on PS3 and I played it on the PS4 multiple times. If this was more of something where they did overhaul the gameplay and the level design, they added expanded scenes, they changed up the dialogue and stuff like that. You know, they gave us an extra like 5 more hours of content or something like that. Then I'll be like, oh yeah, absolutely, we need this. This is worth it, whatever. But as a 1-to-1 remake as is, and because there is already an existing version that is preserved great, with the remaster, this wasn't a needed thing. And yeah, so it's a little disappointing for me for Naughty Dog, because they're a S-tier studio, and I expect a little bit more ambition on the gameplay side of things. Graphically, the game looks fucking amazing. So I'm sure the game is going to look one of the best looking games that there is, and I'm sure the animation cleanup and shit like that is going to look great. It's gonna be the best version of The Last of Us, but not significant enough to where it's a totally new experience, in my opinion. But we'll see.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, the only thing I think they should have done is, with the footage that they had, they should have showed everybody that when they formally announced
at the Jeff Keighley show.
Yeah, when they formally announced the kids, because that all the expectations are like, it's there, whatever. It was like, cool, because then there's nothing to talk about, and then you'll get true native excitement, people who truly like what they're doing. But the thing is, they announced it, they said they were going to do, and people got all their expectations. The fact that they were holding on to this, when would they plan on showing this? The week that it came out? Because, and then, yeah, you still, like, when's the PlayStation Showcase?
No idea.
Yeah, where is that?
They don't announce it until like 2 weeks before.
Like a week, no, usually like a week before,
or not
like
even.
that. I mean, there's rumors about a September event or whatever, but I don't know, man. If they don't have one this year, I'm gonna be pissed, because I made a space about the leaks, and I voiced my opinion about how Sony's marketing and rollout since the PlayStation 5, since Jim Crow Ryan got in off. No, I'm joking. Since Jim Ryan got in position, the marketing and the rollout and the transparency and the lack of information has been, in my opinion, bad. It's just been bad. Literally, the marketing. You notice how every single PlayStation event or state of play, they will have 1, 2, 3 videos where at the end it will have a tidbit of information, whether it be also on PC or going to other platforms or whatever. And then they always take it down and redo it, because it's like, oh no, that was a mistake, or oh, or we're acquiring Housemarque, but the banner that they put up was the Blue Point one with Demon Souls and shit like that. And I'm like, oh no, that was a mistake. Oh yeah, Horizon games like Horizon you know, what was the other one? I forget, it was 2 other games or whatever. Yeah, those games are gonna receive the free upgrade. You don't have to pay the $10 extra or whatever, right? And then they delayed Horizon into 2022, and then be like, no, it's gonna be, you know, $70 for the PS5 version after they told us that specific game, and then be like, oh no, that was a mistake. We're gonna correct it. So they continuously make marketing mistakes. They're for some reason they're holding off on information, and we had to. It came down to the point where people send dick pics in order to get that God of War release date trailer, which is fucked up, and nobody should ever do that, right? But here's my thing though, right?
They got that shit to come out after though.
Yeah, right. They got this shit to come out. Same thing with the leaks, right? Corey Barlog, when people asked him, "Hey, is it delayed or whatever?" He kept saying, "No, it's not delayed." So they had a release date already set, and he said, "I want to show more of the game, but I'm not allowed to," meaning that the game is already ready to be shown. But why is PlayStation waiting to the last minute to be shown when the shit can get leaked and completely fuck up the entire plan? I think they're holding this shit way too close to their chest. Way too close to the chest. When previously in the PS4 generation, the marketing was fucking amazing. We saw God of War a couple years before it came out. We saw Spider-Man significant gameplay before it came out. We saw Horizon Zero Dawn significant gameplay a couple years before it came out and stuff like that. And a lot of people like to say, well, you know, they just don't want to show off shit early because people start to complain that they're showing the games off, you know, the year after and stuff like that. But clearly that didn't hurt them at all. As a matter of fact, it helped them because the PS4 generation, their software sales, when it comes to the first party, became the highest that it's ever been. They broke records and anything like that. So now they're running the risk of their shit being leaked, completely, you know, pulling the rug from up under them and stuff like that. All because they're choosing to withhold information for whatever reason, and which I don't understand. Like, what will be the difference of them showing that 10-minute video of The Last of Us remake in June, or them showing that 10-minute video 2 weeks before the game came out? What's going to be the major difference? Like, if they show it 2 weeks before the game come out, is that going to boost them in sales? There's no, it will still have the same effect whether they show it in June or whether they show it or you know what I mean? It still would have had the same effect or whatever. But now, because they decided to hold it off, they got leaks and made the game look bad because it was an old build, right? And it looked rough, and it didn't look that much of an improvement and stuff like that. And so now you get this whole shitstorm up, and then all of a sudden the next day at 8 p.m. Eastern time at nighttime, never happened before, they want to put this shit out. You had this shit ready to go. Why the fuck are you holding it off for? The rollout has been terrible. Their fucking marketing has been terrible because they made at least 8 fucking mistakes with 8 different goddamn trailers and tweets and shit like that. And it's fucking frustrating. It's like, what the hell is going on? And I'm not trying to sound entitled, right? You know, because people are gonna say, well, whenever they're ready to show it, they'll show it. But here's the thing: the developers are ready to show the game. Somebody at marketing is still withholding the fucking game, and it hasn't been playing it. It hasn't panned out for them. It's been backfiring on them. So I don't fucking understand who they got now in charge of marketing. Whoever it was, they need to get back whoever was on the PS4, because the PS4 is fucking amazing. You had God of War Ragnarok at the goddamn was it 76 or the Golden State basketball game? You had Spider-Man plastered all over the fucking subway and buses and shit like that. Like, no, that marketing was fucking insane. Now it's like, no, we're gonna hold off until we're gonna make you pre-order the game first, sell you $100 editions, right? And then right before the game comes out, we're gonna show you gameplay. No, that's complete bullshit. When you should never
that's actually
open
insane.
up pre-orders before you show the fucking game. I don't care who it is. Don't ever open up pre-orders and start taking people's money until you show a good amount of what the game is. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, that's honestly insane. Because all we've seen from it was like what, a 2-minute trailer that we've seen,
and it wasn't.
And then
it was the scenes.
It was like
the
snippets. Oh yeah, then it was, well, I guess scenes of the first game, and then they were like showing off new areas and like some snippets of gameplay of like him in a boat, like small combat areas. But yeah, nothing super substantial. And they gave out pre-orders first. Like, yeah, compared to Spider-Man, we saw Spider-Man. It was like a 7-minute gameplay demo. So it's like nowhere near the same type of coverage.
Yeah, but we had a state of play for Horizon Forbidden West last year in May.
Yeah.
And the game came out this year in February. So 8 months later, right?
Yeah.
We're about 3 months away from God of War Ragnarok. Where the fuck is the state of play? Where's it at? Where the fuck is this? That's what I'm saying. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, what the fuck is this rollout that they've been doing, man?
I just never understood. It's like I don't even understand. It's like they feel like they'll do whatever the fuck they want. It's just nonchalant when I never understood that. Like announcing a state of play or an event like a couple weeks or a week or like the later that week itself, like a couple days from now. Like why do they do that? It's so nonchalant. It's so pompous. Like give like I don't know if it's
to
like
be fair, Nintendo they'll announce a direct like literally the day before.
well fuck Nintendo. You already know how I feel about that. Absolutely the worst. But I actually care about Sony. I don't even watch Nintendo's directs. I really don't give a fuck about that company. But I'll play some of their games, but I typically don't give a fuck. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I just don't understand. Because obviously, back in the day, obviously we had E3 and they were at E3, so it would be a set event that we know that they'd be at.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's very random, and they'll do it whenever they feel like it. But at least have some preparation. Like give more time beforehand, like Xbox. Like a month or 2 months before an event, say that you're gonna have an event, and allow people to build expectation and hype off of things that snippets that you're given. And it's not like specifically like Xbox where some people will be disappointed because of crazy expectations. PlayStation has the ability to provide those expectations and actually deliver for the most part. So it's like, why not do that? It's not like I can't see it backfiring against you. Like Microsoft builds expectation, and they're hit or miss on actually delivering it. But PlayStation, their fans love their games. It's like, why not just do what they do? Like, you're gonna hit their expectations more often than not. I just don't understand. They're just nonchalant. They're like, we'll announce it 2 weeks before or a week before. It's like, I don't know. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I agree. But it's pretty late.
I wish Smooth can criticize Xbox like we criticize PlayStation.
I do criticize Xbox, but
no, yeah, not the same way.
Yeah, I do.
Damage control.
I don't damage control. The only thing is that the problem is, here's the difference between me and criticizing Xbox. Once I criticize Xbox for whatever I need to criticize from, I don't spend the next several months criticizing that same thing. Like that's the difference. It's like once I said what I said, I said what I said. Like I'm pretty sure Xbox will do something or lack thereof, not do anything. I'm pretty sure in about a month, when more games start coming out, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm gonna remind myself of how bad this year was with releases. And it's
for Xbox,
still an unacceptable year. Like for Xbox, I don't understand how, like Phil Spencer tweets, the game he's most anticipated is God of War Ragnarok. I mean, that's a slap in the face. Cause I'm like, bro, like one of your studios should be releasing your most anticipated game. But
he ain't even looking forward to High on Life, man. What the fuck?
That's a Google Stadia hand-me-down. That's why.
It's exclusive to Xbox, though, man.
It's a Google Stadia hand-me-down.
Yeah. He got it on a cheap $4.99.
A Google Stadia hand me down.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. I'm not like I do not appreciate Xbox for this year. Like there's nothing they can do to make up.
Hey, I will say that Hot Wheels DLC is pretty fire. I ain't
And I
gonna
still
lie.
haven't played it, dude. I still haven't played it.
But the little bit that I got, because I was playing a bunch of other stuff, and I'm gonna dig into it a little bit more. But I never got to play the Hot Wheels DLC from what was Forza Horizon 3, right?
Yeah.
So this is like my first little go at it, and I'm digging it, man. I like the Hot Wheels expansion, like the tracks and the environments and stuff. Like it's pretty damn impressive so far.
Yeah,
what I got
I'm
into it.
gonna check. I got like I said, I got downloaded. I gotta
Also,
play it, man.
Also, As Dusk Falls was fire.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That shit, like, mind you, the gameplay wise, very simple, very put button prompts and stuff like that. But that narrative and like the impact your choices had, my wife and I were playing it, and we kind of made it like a nightly event, and we had like so many damn conversations based off of it. We were excited to get back and playing it, and it was a well-rounded game. I enjoyed it. It was one of the games. It was like a game I wasn't super like crazy like about, because like the animations is janky, but it's when I looked at it more like it's a comic book. Like it's almost like you're reading a comic book and you're flipping the pages with. It's like, I think the best way I could describe it. Once I realized that that's kind of the vibe I was going for, it was a little bit more easy for me to get in. And it's just fire. I loved it. Great game. If you have Xbox and you got Game Pass or got PC and got $30, I highly recommend.
Yes,
play it.
Shout out to Jack Johnny. I watched his playthrough. He used the broadcast mode, which was pretty dope. He had a good stream on it. He enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the crap out of that game, and how serious, like how dramatic the decisions were when you made the decision and whatnot. And like it's just cool watching other people play to see what decisions they made and whatnot. I still got like one more playthrough that I want to do, because there's some key decisions that I haven't made that I want to make, and I still haven't. My first playthrough, I didn't get the mailbox thing right. Not the mailbox, the safe right on the first attempt. So I wanted to do that. But I played through the game twice and got two different sort of like outcomes. And I mean, of course, like the ending is still similar, but the things leading up to it and like the fate of some of the people in the game, like the way some of the things went down, and just some of like the decisions that I made from my back-to-back playthroughs, I was like, you know what, I haven't played mini games like this. Like I've played my fair share of Telltale, but As Dusk Falls, like the narrative and the fact that it's a what they call it, graphic novel or some shit like that. Like after a while, everything they do, the efforts in the game, I forget that it's just a still image for a couple seconds before it like they do a good job rounding filling the environment, so to the point where you can picture everything that's going on, and you get over the art style fairly quick. And I think that was the primary turnoff. It was like the art style, that it wasn't like a traditional game. But once you get past that and you get into the story and whatnot, that becomes less and less of a factor. But I enjoyed it, so I'm glad you brought that up.
I might have to pick it up after hearing everybody say what they had to say about it. I'll probably pick it up eventually. I'll give it a shot.
On Game Pass, dude.
I'm not using the Xbox Game Pass. I'll buy it.
Yeah, it's like $30. Okay.
Yeah, I think it like
that app is.
Yeah, my one playthrough, I think it was like 6 hours. I want to say it was like the playthrough for it.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, I mean, man, it just took me by surprise so much for like a game I wasn't really expecting anything out of, and that's what I got. Like, I feel like a lot of people kind of brought up was I wasn't really looking forward to it, like looking into it, or didn't really think it was like my style game. And then when they gave it a shot, they're like, oh shit, like, and I like the way that the art was and stuff. Like I like the soundtrack that they had with it. I thought felt really good too. And man, that I kind of like if there was like anybody, we should almost do like a spoiler cast of it, like Smooth, because there's some things I want to talk about, like that ending, like my wife and I, what the hell like happened there, and like I feel like I got one of the better endings for some of the characters.
Yeah,
and like we were reading through some of the happen. If you did different options, like just like doing like one little thing differently could result and completely change like the ending altogether. Like with the character that I had, I was like, oh shit, like really? Like, one little thing could everything about this game, and you could have a completely different outcome just because of that. I was like, woo. Like that stuff's like I like stuff like that. Like you know, good old choose your own adventures, but like it really like you look at the tree, right? The tree,
big ass tree, yeah.
It is huge, man, and things will branch off to like 4 different things. So like we were sitting there thinking like, okay, well, what would we have done differently that would have branched us out, you know, in certain directions and stuff. And man, it was just like narratively, that game's got to get nominated for something narratively wise. It has to. If it doesn't, that's a fucking shame. Now, mind you, I get that it's not going to win no GOTYs. It's not going to win, you know, best graphics or anything like that. But narratively, that game needs
narrative easily.
It needs to get something because I was impressed with it. I really dug the story, and I hope like I don't know like if they plan on continuing anything with that, but I would like to. I'd be interested in seeing like a follow up to it, like somehow, you know, like maybe not with the same characters, but you know, it's something.
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you. Maybe they do like their own like series of different stories.
Yeah.
But I think for this to be their first game, now collectively together as a group, it's their first game. But I'm pretty sure individually they've worked at different studios and whatnot, and did it. But it's a new studio. They specialize in the storytelling, and I think they did a good job with this game. So. But yeah, man. But as far as the show, man, I do appreciate you guys coming through. I'm getting heavy-eyed. I'm gonna have me some more tea, and before I call it a night, I see Level 1 Gaming in the chat. I think I just saw at some point. I think I scrolled down too fast. But shout out to Fame.
But everybody give Fame love out there right now, man. Fame's a great guy. Go give him some love.
Yes, Fame, my brother from another mother. So, you know, shout out to Fame. I mean, good dude, always been. But yeah, man, thank you guys for, you know, checking out the show.
Hey, so, before you said we were gonna move the show to Monday, but is that not the case no more? Or?
Yeah, so I moved my setup because the thing is that my setup used to be in the bedroom, and my wife's work schedule is just changing August 1st, which wouldn't allow me to podcast on Wednesdays at the time that we do. So I had to move it to a day that, you know, she would be off. But then I moved my setup to a different location, so now I don't technically have to move it to Monday. So I can go sort of unaffected. So, but the only issue is that it's like I'm trying to find like a.
Yo, why are people making a big deal about Phil Spencer saying that he wants to play God of War Ragnarok? I don't see that.
It's only the fanboys that. I mean, not
the fanboys.
There's
articles. Complete articles.
Yeah.
How's there articles?
Yeah. Like there's a ton of articles about it, which I thought was kind of stupid. Like I didn't know why they were doing that.
What are the articles about?
His tweet.
He said Phil Spencer next game he wants to play is God of War Ragnarok. Okay, and
he's a fucking dude. Like
is that article worthy? You know?
Hey, it's a slow news day, I guess. They gotta write something.
Yeah, that's true. It is a slow news week, so I guess they needed something.
But like, mind you, like Phil Spencer's usually the one guy out there that's congratulating Sony for their game release. Yeah. Like, how is that like a shock? That like a game that Phil Spencer wants to play is.
No, it's not a shock. It's been known that he's a gamer. So
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like how are some people shocked that like he wants to play a PlayStation game. I don't get that. He congratulates all the Sony studios whenever they, get a hit and launch something. He's always like one of the people there saying congratulations to their teams. Like he works in a field and respects like the developers that are putting this shit out. Like people think that everything's like a competition. Both Sony and Xbox, they're doing their own thing and they're happy doing what they care about.
Yeah,
Everybody else out here, like the fanboys and stuff, are the only ones that have like issues with things.
who was it? Was it Corey Barlog that posted himself playing? Was it Halo Infinite or Gears 5 or some shit like that?
Yeah, he posted that he has an Xbox and shit like that too, and came after him too.
Yeah, and Corey, he was also the one that said, like he said you should play Xbox too.
Right?
You shouldn't limit yourself to only one thing. So like you even got PlayStation heads and leads stuff like that. Like maybe not lead, develop like Corey Barlog. I'm sorry, he's a face of PlayStation, whether he works at Santa Monica Studio or not.
Bro, Corey
Barlog is a PC gamer.
When I worked at Walmart years ago, I still shopped at HEB. Like I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to shop at Walmart. Like it don't matter. Like it's a consumer product. They're gonna buy shit. I mean, why would it? Like to me, it would be stupid for a studio head or an executive to not have their competition's console and see what they're coming out with. Yeah. You know what I mean? It'll be dumb for them not to do it.
No, I agree. I agree 100% with that. So it was a slow news week. People made articles about it, and people are making like jokes about it and whatnot. But I don't know. But with that being said, I still think Xbox need to do better. They need to.
This year, no matter which way you look at it from Xbox, is a down. It's an L for this.
It's a complete L.
And that's fine. It's like people like trying to act like it isn't is what's really the issue.
Yeah, I see the motherfucker trying to spin it. Like, well, it's good that Xbox doesn't have first party games releasing this year because we're gonna get all these crazy indies that we wouldn't have tried out before. I'm like,
you tell me some shit like, oh my god,
the amount of code.
General MLB said that shit.
Man, dude, I'm like one step away from blocking that dude because he's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
he's so stupid. And he talks about PlayStation more than he talks about Xbox. He's never owned a PlayStation. That's why I love that space that you had out today. Talk about the shit that you own and play. Stay in your fucking lane. Don't talk about shit that you aren't playing or have any interest in. Like, fuck out of here. I fucking hate people like that.
Yeah. Oh, last piece of news. We didn't talk about it last week is Discord integration or support for Xbox.
Oh, see, I we should try that out for like the podcast. I wonder how that is.
I mean,
wonder how my Xbox.
As a host, I wouldn't be able to do it, but everybody.
Well, no, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
I've tried it. It's pretty good. It's just that like the mic quality, quality is based on whatever headset you're using. But overall, I mean, I enjoyed it. I like the thing is, I'm looking forward to using it more often. Because I've had situations where like people were on Discord and they wanted me to like if I was playing on like when we were doing like those matchups with like Gears and everybody was playing on PC and I was playing on Xbox and we were doing Halo and everybody was on PC and I was on Xbox, but they want to communicate with me on Discord. And I'm like, nah, like now I can do that with no sort of like issue, right? Just because I think that's dope. So yeah, I can't wait till it rolls out to everybody.
It's still weird that they don't have like a dedicated app though for it. You have to like go through the app on the phone.
Yeah, you have to make like a phone call
to like then say send it to my Xbox. Like, how is there not a Discord app? Especially with like keyboard or mouse support, you could hang out and like do like like chat like there with keyboards and mouse. But like, how is there not an app for this already? Especially if they're trying to integrate it. Now, I don't know if they're trying to integrate it right now, but like the fact that we're 2022 and don't have a Discord app on consoles is
Yeah, it's a bit weird, but I mean, the fact that Xbox did this uh Sony is just kind of funny because
Which
Sony's
was it?
supposed to have
Yeah, they're
Sony's
supposed to
supposed
have
to
a
have a
deal with
partnership with
Discord.
them,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, so what happened to that
yeah,
partnership? Because I would feel like that
it's
would
gonna
be like I'd
take
be
a
doing
while, I
like the
guess.
eye, like what's that? The monkey puppet eye meme. Like, how the fuck is Xbox getting Discord before PlayStation?
You guys keep forgetting though. Xbox had like an agreement with Discord like a year before the PlayStation announcement came. It just
Well, yeah,
went
well,
under the
Yeah,
radar.
it
now,
wasn't,
now it is.
yeah, it wasn't the
So
same type
PlayStation's
of
probably not gonna get it to like
deal, I
next.
guess. I don't know.
And then also you guys look at this. Xbox also had a partnership with Ubisoft Connect before PlayStation, and then Ubisoft games are on PlayStation Essential before it gets to Game Pass. Like,
Yo, they're dropping like 50 fucking Ubisoft games on
yeah.
PS Plus. Yeah.
So I don't get these partnerships. Like these dudes gotta stop. Like really, like I
It's
really
not.
don't get these
It's mercenaries
partnerships.
for hire, man. Yo, you offer us more money than the other one, we're gonna work with you. And then as soon as the other guys offer more money, we're gonna go with them. That's all it is. It's just business.
Yeah, but they both announced the agreement. Like, so it's like I mean, you would think they already came to terms if you're already gonna make it public from both parties,
Yeah,
right?
but if those terms don't say that it can't be on another platform.
Well, no, with the Discord, you said it was a year before, right?
Well, yeah. Like as far as Xbox announced, because Xbox had the similar post, right? That PlayStation had with their Discord partnership, and where you could link your account and everything and whatnot. It's just that they didn't have the voice integration yet. They said they would be working on it, but it just kind of went to the wayside. And then the next thing you know, PlayStation had their announcement, and then I'm like, okay, so and then people thought PlayStation would get their voice integration before Xbox. That's what I thought after PlayStation. I was like, well, maybe their partnership seems a little bit different. And then next thing you know, this happens. But
yeah, because they're probably working on the Xbox One first. That's why it's out earlier than the PlayStation One. They're probably working on that, but I don't know how. I don't know. I'm not no software engineer or whatever, so I don't know how long it takes to integrate an app like Discord on the console. So,
Oh yeah, I'm glad that it's there in some type of capacity, but I do hope that they do end up just making a app for it on both, or and just like
well,
or
the way
just
that
like or just completely.
well, I don't know if you guys are
replace
familiar
party
with the
chat.
Xbox dashboard and stuff, but the way Xbox has it, like once you're in, it's literally a part of the dashboard. Like it's like an option on like the party. Like you know how Logan, when you press the guide button to go to the party, instead you'll have the party and then you have the Discord. And you click on the Discord one and the Discord literally becomes like the party, the designated party.
Yeah, I get that. It's just it's not there. Just
It
you
that
have to.
Yeah, you have to
only-
before
in there.
you have to use your mobile to bring to pretty much to transfer your call there. But I think they're trying to get like a true integration within the system, which I mean I get how the app obviously when the app to do the chat and everything, but based on what it is and how the Xbox UI works, they're trying to integrate it within the UI of Xbox. So,
question.
Yeah.
So is that only for the one Discord that you're actually in? That doesn't count for it. Doesn't show every Discord.
Yeah, no, it's in
You
the
can't.
It
You
just
can't
counts
do. You
whatever
can't just
channel
switch.
you're in.
Whatever
So
channel you're in, yeah.
Yeah, I want it. Yeah, I want it to be just like an app. So you can actually text and like use emotes and go to the voice chat and all that shit. That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I managed to finish a house in PowerWash Simulator.
PowerWash, there you go.
So that means
you know what? Cracks me up all the time, man. No, that PowerWash, that shit cracks me up.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna put out a video probably tomorrow about this game. It'll probably be like a tradition. I don't know if it will be a traditional review, but I do want to talk about how this game has won me over, even though it had no business doing so. I've never played or enjoyed or allowed myself to get into a game like this, so I'm just very, very kind of shocked that I've got like 26 hours into this game.
Hey man, that's the power of that Game Pass, baby.
Yeah, just people were laughing because it was for a moment more popular than Halo Infinite on most played lists on Xbox.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
people love their simulators, dog. We out here. I guess.
Well, did you say PowerWash Simulator is played more than Halo
It was
Infinite?
more. It was in the most played category on the Xbox store.
Simulators,
simulators
are out here, dog.
I was trying out different games over there if I didn't have games releasing this.
That's funny. You funny. Yeah. Xbox ain't released no games, so we were forced to like kind of just play like random shit. So I'm not mad at it, but it is what it is, man. But shout out to everybody who came through and joined the podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We will see you guys next week. Alrighty. Any outros? Anybody got anything going on?
Nah, man, it's just been a crazy couple weeks, man. I had multiple catfish, had people lying about their ethnicity, had dudes capping about JRPG games that they don't play. So honestly, the week is not over, but I'm wondering what the hell is gonna happen next week. So I guess we'll find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Playing a PlayStation.
Funny.
Yes, sir. PlayStation. And shout out to the Switch, man. 2 bangers. You know what I mean? Live last Friday. The Xenoblade coming out this Friday. Listen, bro. This is why it benefits to be a multi-console owner and have an open mind. Because a lot of y'all motherfuckers be capping. Like, these Switch games ain't banging out here. Well, how do I play 540p? But your ass playing PowerWash Simulator. Get the fuck out of here.
PowerWash Simulator is at least native 4K.
And it's probably 60 FPS, ain't it?
I'd rather play
Bayonetta.
It got some good ass.
It
got some good ass reflections. Clean this shit.
It probably got a 120 mode on it too.
Hey, you can play those Switch games at 4K, just not on the Switch necessarily, bro. I mean, you can
support
port it. You can port it yourself, but it's just more effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that might be the way, man. These motherfuckers don't come out with a new Switch soon, and I'm probably just get a Steam Deck for it. But we'll see.
All right, then.
I have a feeling the next iteration of the Switch, they're gonna go crazy proprietary to make sure that motherfucker isn't easily hackable or anything like that. But we'll see.
I fucking doubt that. Nintendo, they don't give a fuck. I doubt that.
You think?
No, I'm saying I doubt that because Nintendo have never done anything for security for any of their consoles.
Yeah, but they be suing and shutting down these ROM sites like a motherfucker though.
I mean, yeah, they try, but they're never gonna stomp them all out. They don't have enough money, man. People love Nintendo games too much. They're never gonna.
Yeah, it doesn't really affect
they don't have enough money
because they're still selling like 30, 40, 50 million and shit.
Well, yeah, and that too. They're still getting their money.
Chat and viewers.
Alrighty, guys. Have a wonderful night, guys. Peace out.
Peace.